That was good.
is on and visual is on now.
Oh,
Oh, well, hello, Internet.
welcome, internet.
Hello.
Where's
DM
Az's,
is
like, drink
your
water,
your
stay hydrated?
your DM is mildly unprepared, and I only mean that in a mild way. I am prepared enough, but
Sorry.
Huh?
I mean, I could have not hit you up, so you had time.
no. What I was about to say is like I'm prepared. I got my stuff in. I know what to do, but I definitely had to take some time out this weekend to hang some paintings. Try and get the house ready for Saturday. So I'm not. You have to bear with me if I need 60 seconds to look something up. I'm not like
Speaking of
on
Saturday,
it.
do you have a spare room
I have a massive bedroom,
in
several
case things
couches.
go super duper late?
Yeah, absolutely.
Basically, he's asking if he has a place to crash, I assume.
Yeah, you got a place to crash, buddy.
Rock on.
I would say if I have
It
to sleep on the floor so you have space, that could be arranged. Like, that's not that big of a deal.
I just imagine Jared and Chris cuddling in bed now.
We
Wouldn't
grew up
that be
together.
so
I'm sure we've done
cute?
that before.
I mean, we're like we've known each other since we were what, like since I was born. So
Yes.
37 years. Yeah, I'm sure we've slept in the same bed.
Man, I just have like an image of baby Jared and baby Chris taking a bath together and
That
like playing with GI Joes
It's a
together.
little weird.
we didn't
A
have
little
GI
weird.
Joes, but
No, yeah, those are warlike and violent, not for the cult at
we
all.
did have
So, rubber
we,
duckies?
we did have dinosaurs that had missiles
Totally.
on their faces, though.
Oh, so you
Yeah,
were
it's
Sweet.
shooting
true.
missiles at each other while in the tub. Got it.
Dino Riders
Yep.
obviously fantasy because for one, it has dinosaurs, so clearly non-religious. Nonsense. The
Yeah,
Earth is not that old.
that's nonsense.
Yes.
Dinosaur bones were put there by Satan
Yeah,
to
or something.
fool mankind.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no. Scientists are lying on behalf of Satan because things aren't actually that old. The fossils are real. They just didn't take millions of years to form and become a thing. Yeah.
All right.
So that all.
So
So there's a
who's
touch of our insanity.
who's doing the recap? Because I'm clueless.
You didn't watch this. You didn't listen to the last week.
I did. I
I don't know.
listened to
Anybody
part
who's
of
up
it
for
while it
it.
was happening, but
Yeah, anybody who's up for it, let me know. And otherwise, I will. I will recap.
all right. I'll ask questions. What happened to the kids?
They're on their way back to town with the cart and your staff.
Okay, staff's still in my inventory, so I will remove that.
Thank you. Good man.
Don't let me forget to get it back, people, please. It's a very, very powerful item.
I took a lot of notes last time.
I saw that
There was.
in the Discord, but I didn't get a chance to read through it all. I was helping people move and stuff this weekend.
Oh, you're fine.
I mean, I can recap if you want.
Do it.
Go for it.
Go for it, buddy.
So, in the tower, uh, Zephyros.
Mhm.
He was a cloud giant. He said, well, essentially, he was saying that he can't really help us, but he wanted to kind of give us a heads up that the path that we were currently on was going to help him, or help them with the ordning. And the ordning was um, basically giants are arranged into a caste system. The All Father has broken the order, and the giants are in chaos. They no longer respect each other. Giants are intervening in the world of small folk. Most giants hate small folk, although Zephyros does not. He had reached out to other beings on different planes, kind of asking for advice. In doing so, has lost a bit of his sanity, but was able to find us to give us this information. He took us back to Phandalin for a moment to pick up some things, and then took us to um, Tribor. He kind of explained how most giants place emphasis on power and size, So they basically respect the strongest. Let's see here. Yeah, he warned he couldn't help too much. I was able to tell that he was a little bit mad.
Crazy mad.
Yeah,
You
like
gotta-
crazy. Mad Hatter style. Like has he's lucid, but there are moments where he kind of goes a little bit crazy. Their deity had decided to end the ordning. This was felt by all giants. They were no longer bound to any kind of order. King Hecton and his daughters. King Hecton left his throne to deal with an issue and never returned. Due to this, a fight for the throne happened among his children. The Allfathers stopped answering their prayers, and Hecton disappeared. Hecton had left his throne looking for his wife, Queen Neri. She was particularly fond of small folk, I have in parentheses. This was the first time Hecton had left his throne in hundreds of years, and now his daughters fight over the throne, the Wormskull throne. He never trusted small folk, looks at them as more of something to ignore. Bringing the king back was what we were told would bring back the ordning. The king and queen are storm giants. Zephyros believes through magic that the queen is in fact dead, and that the king either doesn't want to be found or something is making it so he cannot be found. We learned there's storm giants, which are the largest and most powerful. There's cloud giants. They're wise and aristocratic. Hill giants, smallest, gluttonous, loathsome, and stupid. Stone giants live mostly underground, do not like the surface world. Fire giants are warmongers ranked by forging skills, and frost giants are warmongers ranked by battle skills. King is super headstrong. King is super headstrong. But he's always listened to the reason of his wife. Strength might be the easiest way to win his favor, although it would have to be a lot. There's Miren, Nim, and Cerisa, the king's daughters. All of them want to claim the Wormskull throne, though Cerisa may be the most willing to listen to us. She knows Zephyros and agrees with him on how incredible small folk can be. They're located at the throne in the Trackless Sea, kind of like the Bermuda Triangle is what I have in parentheses. Maelstrom is the citadel of the storm giants where the Wormskull throne is located. Be wary. He told us to be wary of Chief Guh, a hill giant in the forest of the Golden Fields. Thane, who's a stone giant. Jarl Storvald, frost giant in the sea of moving ice. Duke Zalto, fire giant, who wants to become the ruler by slaughtering dragons. And then Countess Sunsuri. She is vain cloud giant noble in Castle in the Clouds. And then I also noticed the statues that were in the tower that we talked to Sephiroth in. They're very tall. They were taller than him. Ornate armor, sash, and cloak over the left side, pauldron on the right side, belts and a huge mace speared down to his waist, and a crown, most likely statue of King Hecton. So we have a physical description of what he would look like.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all my notes. Then we got thrown off the tower, off the cloud, by use of magic, and it was pretty scary, but it seems as though he used magic to slow our descent, and we landed just outside of Tribor.
And only one character enjoyed the fall. Only one character found a thrill.
That was Jerk.
And yeah, that was Jerk.
Whee!
Jerk was he was into the skydiving.
Everyone
else.
For it.
I just found money.
Everyone else.
I found money in my tablet.
Nice.
I don't know why, but I found money in my tablet. I'm very excited.
Yeah,
Nice.
we rolled for it, and Jerk was the only one who was like, "That was fun. Let's do it again."
Yeah.
Because Azita was like freaking her shit the entire way down.
Taliesin, if you refresh, you should have inspiration. Those were some damned good notes and very story driven. I appreciate every word that I heard there.
Thank you.
That was great. I would say some of the fun little like pieces that weren't really like impactful that did happen in between there was when the party asked the Zephyros, the cloud giant, to take them back to Phandalin so that they could do a couple things before going to Tribor. There was a fun moment. Jerk got off there and went down to tell Halia the kids were coming back with his staff and to get the staff from the kids.
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
And then he went to wait at the bottom of the stairs because again, you have to imagine this tower 1,000 feet in the air, and there's this spiraling cloud stairs that go up to it. There was a danger of people being blown off of the stairs as they went up. We had a couple strength rolls and some scary moments where people almost were blown off. Everybody like harnessed up to tied to each other, which was a great idea. CJ, by the way, and tied together to get up there, and then back on the way back up. But on the way back up too was another fun moment after some of the quick interactions in Phandalin where Novak used her magic to intimidate the people who were kind of approaching this cloudy stairwell, thinking about going up there, and sort of inadvertently caused them to think that she was the person who had caused the tower and the stairs to come along. So there's a new reverence for Novak in Phandalin, as she may be gained a reputation there. And then after when you guys got back in the tower, Zephyros told you all those things about the giants. He just kind of was there to answer questions, and tell you that he really couldn't do much else, and he was kind of doing more than he should have by being there. So he might be kind of fucking with the natural order of things by using divination magic. So he tried to avoid doing too much, but told you everything that he could tell you. And then when the party got to Tribor, everybody was ejected from the tower with a gust of wind as soon as they stepped outside, and then they softly, like a feather, fell to the earth. And you guys are now, I guess that's as good a point as any to say, hey, we are now outside of Tribor.
Ooh, new
You
map.
guys landed here. You landed a little scattered, so you're kind of like out in the fields collectively, but you sort of all generally saw each other and were able to walk back to where you were and meet up at this point outside of Tribor. And I think that's kind of where we left and where you're at. And this is leaving you to a bit more of like, what do you do? Where do you go? Who do you want to talk to?
Well, we should get rid of this head first, in my opinion.
What?
The goblin head, or
No, the
Goblin.
What?
Glassstaff's head.
The hill giant?
oh,
Oh,
the black spider's head?
Yeah, the black spider. That's what I meant. Glassstaff still has his head for now.
We
I
don't
don't
know
think
what's
we
happened
have
to
that.
glass stuff.
Yeah, we've got the
Novak
black
and
spider's head.
Azita have
Oh,
the
you
black
do
spider's
have
head.
that.
They have
Okay.
it. Yeah.
I wanna look around and see if anybody. What time of day is it? Is it the middle of the day?
Actually, I was trying to figure this out a second ago.
Because I want to look around and see if anybody
25th
just saw
day.
us all fall from a giant tower in the sky.
It would be, let's see. It was 8 a.m. that day you guys set up. It was 12 p.m. and the next day started the 25th. You went out. 2 days passed. Cloud travel was relatively quick. It was a few hours to travel a day's worth of travel by foot, and then a few hours to do a few more days travel off the other direction. So we are probably looking at very early in the morning on the 29th day of the Claw of Winter. So it's basically like down to your stuff, come back. No, it's very late at night on the 28th day. So it's dark, sun is set. You're a couple hours past sunset.
So nobody saw us.
So no, probably not. I mean, you don't know from where you are. I mean, there might be more savvy individuals in town who do keep an eye out and would have noticed something approaching on the horizon. But from where you are, no, there's nobody like running out and being like, "Oh, what was that cloud
Okay.
tower?" You guys are all just kind of like meeting up in the various places on the field where you landed in that section of the road right over here.
Well, then you guys just want to set up camp for the night and turn in the head in the morning and stuff, or
Well, it's just past. It's sunset, right?
It's a couple hours past sunset, so it's night.
So we
Okay.
could always try to go barter a
roughly-
place at an inn.
But
roughly
yeah.
6-7 o'clock.
I was gonna say,
if you had clocks.
if it's winter, the sunset's pretty early.
Yeah,
Assuming the axis is the same as Earth's axis.
sure, right. Magically, it is. Yay.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's not super late. Like we could go into town and there'd still be like things open, possibly like an inn or something.
yeah, sure way. Let's go find a room to sleep.
Yeah, I'm gonna start making my way downtown.
No.
Downtown.
Why
Making
did
my
you
way
have to get that
downtown.
song? Oh, I hate you all. I hate you all so much right now.
Well, so you do note, especially I would say like Pubert and Godwald being from a smaller town, that Tribor is quite a bit larger than Phandalin. So you got a couple houses and things along the way. As you would start to move to the west and get towards the center of town, you would see there are several like large estates out and about, and they are quite large houses filled with a lot of. Yeah, they seem like multi-story buildings. Some of them even connected together. So the size of the homes here is easily triple what you would see an average house size in Phandalin. You know, a lot fewer one-room buildings in this town. I would also say that maybe some of the characters with higher passive perceptions, so maybe our Godwald and Taliesin may have noticed too that though this is the downtown area of Tribor, there were a bunch of different houses and farming settlements kind of scattered around the area as well. You're able to see a bit more. There's the people that live here don't all just live right here, but this is also a bigger town.
Okay.
But yeah, so I would guess as you were approaching there, why don't we roll to see if anyone has been to Tribor before in their travels in the past? I would say Jerk, probably not. He's a homebody in Neverwinter.
I feel like I might have.
Taliesin the Traveler, yeah, let's see, we could have you rolling here.
You want me to roll like
no.
a d20?
Yeah, roll a d20, and I'm thinking like 11 to 15 in there. You've been to Tribor.
All right. Well, I rolled an 11.
Yeah, so you've been through here before on your travels, at the very least. You know a little bit about the town. Novak and Azita, give me some rolls too.
I got a 20. What did I roll? I got a 15.
I got like
okay.
a 6.
Okay, so like maybe Novak and Azita, you've both been here before, but Novak's the one who remembers having passed through. Taliesin, on your travels in the Sword Coast, you've also passed through Tribor. Tribor is a travel town. And Godwald, if you wanted to roll too, see if you've ever been outside of Phandalin to come this way, you're more than welcome to. I think Jerk's backstory kind of limits him to
Well, I was with the hand
being a
for
Neverwinter
I was with the hand for a while, so we might have done some
for a
work in
little
here.
while too.
Squeakers.
So you just remembered something about and so Godwald too. I just remember something about the street urchin thing that you had kind of been there, and that's where you
Yeah, I know
learned and
the
set up a lot of stuff. So you didn't
says
been out much of other places other than one of the largest cities on the coast, right?
you know the secret patterns and flow to cities and can find passage through the urban sprawl that others would miss. When you're
Well,
not
I'll
in
tell you what.
combat, you and your companions can travel between any two locations in the city twice as fast as your speed would normally allow.
As that being your class feature, I would like you to roll me a perception for when you were falling from the sky of how you could have mentally notated this town being where it's at.
Ooh, not very well. I was having too
Yeah.
much fun.
Yeah, you're having a blast. You're having a whoa! It's amazing. We just got ejected from a cloud giant sky tower. This is incredible. But so, I mean, maybe you catch a glimpse of kind of what you're looking at here, and you have like a good idea of maybe how you would move around from one point to another in the town. But Taliesin and Novak from your travels, and Godwald too, maybe like flipping through a bit about the Sword Coast Adventurer's Guide. You know a little bit about Tribor. Taliesin, you'd be able to maybe identify where the inn was. Novak, definitely the same thing. You know that the town itself is situated in a place that a lot of travel comes through. So horses and and purchasing rides to from Tribor to other places is a big portion of how Tribor stays where it finds its finances from. So travel is a big thing in Tribor, and you know
Alright.
you could rent horses. You can buy travel on a horse with somebody who's with the stable comes with you, or you can buy travel on a coach. You can buy travel into other places for the many things you can find here.
Real quick, do me and Azita still have our horses?
Yeah. No, when you got blown off of the cloud with the tower, you absolutely went
Are they
through.
dead?
Yeah, no. Remember, at the end of the last session, your guys' horses were freaking out. You rolled some animal handling checks, and you're able to chill them out.
Cool.
Even though Azita was able to calm her horse, she herself was still kind of shaken by
Okay.
the event. But I'm trying to find the name of.
Some puppy dogs having fun.
Yeah, sorry, Tom's like freaking out with his toy.
Is he being cute?
Yeah, he's just whipping this snake thing around.
All right, so you know of. So Taliesin and Novak, you know of one inn in the area called the Everwern House, and oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to start a town map over again, you guys.
What was the inn called?
The inn is known as the Everwyvern House. So EverWyvern. So it's Everwyvern House. And it is an expensive inn that caters to Waterdavian nobility and other well to do folk. That's one of the places that you could potentially stay. It's a very fine inn. And there's another inn. the North Shield House. It's a decent place, stately, clean, generally quiet. But you know of both of these inns that are in this town that you could potentially stay at.
Well, I vote for the quiet house. So
You also know that there are several establishments where you could house your horses and I suppose cart if it was with you, such
do
as the Cart and Coin or Rancer's Open Road. In fact, there are many places where you could stash your horses. Over at the Happy Horse Ranch, it's a couple of these that you know. And I could spend some time putting these items on the map, and I apologize. This would have been the
I mean,
had
Azita's just
I
kind
made
of
more
looking
time
at
to
the
plan part.
buildings, like dumbfounded, just like, ah, pretty.
do I know if the North Shield House has a place to tie up horses or not?
Oh yeah, they could. They'll just take them to somewhere else, like to one of the many other places in town for a small fee. It's going to be a couple.
Mhm.
It's basically going to be a few silver for what it costs to keep them, and maybe another silver for them to take your horses over there. Yeah. All right. So let's do that. Let's do the North Shield House. And how quickly can I find these places on this map? There are so many numbers on this map, you guys. There's so many potential places that you could go and talk to people and encounter something. I'm just looking for T10. T10, the North Shield House.
All right. Guess we head there.
Whew. All right, that's tiny. Sorry, I'm trying to make this look normal because there's a lot of stuff on this map that we could potentially go to. But yeah, so the North Shield House is there.
All right.
And if that's where you guys are heading, is that right? I kind of
I
like.
vote.
I hear.
Yeah.
I have a quick question because I've been listening to the live view stream, and I know like when I do it, I'm as the DM like looking for like everyone being like, "Yep, I want to do that," or "I'm okay with that," or, like an okay. So I'm kind of always looking for everyone to say something like either "I don't care" or "I'm good with that," or "No, I don't want to." I suppose being the most important one if you don't want to go do the thing. So in this instance, like, can I just maybe and going out in the future, like that's where everybody wants to go. Be like, yep, good, good, and then we could just kind of move through it instead of me like kind of hanging out and waiting for.
Yeah. No,
Yes.
Talison's fine with going there. He's tired from going up and down those thousands of stairs.
I mean, at this point, Azita's exhausted and ready for bed. Like, she's been an emotional wreck.
Okay.
So as long as it leads to bed, Azita's down to go.
All right.
Going to the end.
Novaxin and Godwald.
I don't care.
All right. All right. So you guys head over towards from your location, and you make your way up the road and up one of the other paths over in the North Shield House. It's a decent sized establishment. You notice that it's one of the larger buildings. There are plenty of rooms in here. And as you enter, there is there's a bit of a dining / entertaining room that they have sort of set up. You can tell like tables get like picked up, folded, and put away for them to use it for more formal occasions occasionally. But otherwise, there's a desk and there's a desk and a woman sitting at it uh, as you enter in. She sees you enter through the doors and says, "Hello, well met, travelers. Is there anything that we can do for you here at the North Shield House today? Perhaps one of our fine rooms, stately establishment where we can rest your head after what must have been much travel. You all look tired."
Yes, we just fell from the sky and could use a rest.
She kind of, oh shit, where's my die? Where's my dice? No! That's how you know I'm not prepared. So I'm gonna have the dice out. Disastrous.
Oy vey.
I know. All right, let's get a new DM. We're done with Jared. She
All
kind
right,
of
Bear,
takes
it's
your
your time.
she takes your comment as a joke, like, oh, well, that's, I often feel like I've just fallen out of the sky myself. But
Right?
found,
I know. Some days,
found,
man.
found a place here in Tribor that I really do love, and I'm sure you'll enjoy your stay here with us today. It's only 10 silver to stay with us, and that includes your room and meal in the morning.
10 silver for all of us?
Or
Oh,
per room.
Per room. I apologize. Yeah, I mean, it confused there. 10 silver per room. I think each room could easily fit 2 of you, though. In space in your own little bed. Most of ours are twin beds. And she looks over at Azita and she's like, You might want the." She's like, "You might want the master suite to have a bed large enough for you. You're large. You're scaly. It's incredible." So yeah, but 10 silver apiece, gold a night if you want the master room. But whatever I can do to help her, and if there's anything else that I could do. And from the back room, you hear some barking as kind of as you enter. These 3 large mastiffs come like charging out through the room into the that main room that you walked into, and just start slobbering on her and jumping up on her, and because people are in, she starts assuring them like, "Oh no, it's all right, boys, it's all right." She starts petting
Puppies.
these big 3 mastiffs, these big hunting dogs.
Can I try to go pet them?
Absolutely.
I would say I feel like
Yes.
Azita would just be like all excited and being like puppers and trying to pet all of them.
Yes, I want to play
Yeah,
with
if
them.
you want to pet some dogs, roll me some animal handling checks to see how much these dogs are or not.
Straight die, so 11.
23.
Oh yeah, nice. So like as they come up and they're and they're like kind of slobbering, and she's just like, "It's all right, boy, it's all right." She's like, "Don't mind them." 2 of them go running away from her, while one stays with her. One runs over to you, Taliesin. They both, actually, the 2 of them run over towards Taliesin, sniffing him. Like there's something about his scent that says yes to them, and they're very into it. But Azita, with a little bit of persuasion, you're able to get the attention of one of these mastiffs and give it a good, give it good scritches on the head. And they seem to be very happy with you and very very happy to be there. And she goes, "Well," she's like, "Well, I see you've met my boys." And she's like, "But my name is Urgula, and it's fine and nice to meet you." She's like, "I appreciate you coming and staying at my inn. Well, just let me know what you need.
Definitely.
I'll do
I will
whatever
take
I
room.
can." She's like, "All right." She's like, "I actually have." Let's see, it's been a little busy, with as many people here, I have 5 vacancies, including the master suite. So 4 regular rooms and one with a larger bed. We typically reserve for our recently married couples. But yeah, here she exchanges the 10 silver to you, and goes into the back, gets a key. There's a number on the key for your room. It's room number 4.
All right.
She's does anyone else need a place to stay here tonight?
Yeah, I need a room.
Novak, do we just want to, do we just want to share a room and pay 5 silver each and get the master?
Yeah, we're gonna get the master suite.
Oh,
So
she's like, the master suite. Well, no problem. And she quickly, upon hearing you discuss it, comes back up to the front with a key with a big number 1.
5 silver for one. At least it's cheaper than the last place,
It is cheaper than the last place.
which is
Okay.
Better
sad.
service too.
Right? I would say better service and cheaper. Screw Fandolin. I'm never going back.
And they're a little racist there. Anyways,
I was gonna say last time they didn't really let you stay.
Yeah, well,
they wanted
like.
to charge her 5 gold for a room.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yes.
All right. I hand over my 10 silver as well.
She goes and gives you a room key, and it's room number 20. She's like, thanks for staying here. She's like, breakfast is served. An hour or so after the sun's up. And she lets you know. She's like, good. We'll be served down here. We'll have the tables set up. We move things aside for a little musicians number while you're playing here earlier today. You guys just missed a really great sounds from a really great bard.
Would have loved to hear that.
I'd like to ask her if is the tavern open? Is it nearby? Do you have a map of the area we could purchase so we know all the landmarks and everything around? Do you have a tourism map?
She's like, I don't have a map of the town. She's like, it's not that large, but I could definitely help you find whatever you're looking for. If you're looking for a tavern, the talking troll, well, they'll definitely be open now and, well, probably until the sun comes up, if I know anything about them. And she can then give you kind of directions to the talking troll. Let's see if I can do that in a timely manner. Nope, not timely. Talking troll.
I was just gonna ask if there's any sort of like facilities, like bathroom, wash up in, attached to our suite.
I would assume so
Alright.
since we got the master. But
I would hope so.
Actually, she tells you that she's for most of the suites, there's a shared washroom and on the second floor at the end of the hall. She's like, but for our master suite here, and she actually will. Actually, Godwall, did you want to get a room, or
Mhm.
you and Pew Bear, I suppose, if you don't mind doing Pew Bear tonight?
Yeah, we can share.
Okay, so you guys get a room for 10 silver. You can split it up between, if you want me to mark 5 silver off of.
I'll cover it.
Okay. Then she does take Novak and Azita to the master's suite, and she goes, but for you, she's like, for you, then everything's modeled to your room, and your suite is on the first floor. She kind of walks you back around underneath the stairs into a place down a little hallway, and as you open up, it is very fine, very fancy room. It is clearly typically used for people who are like maybe noble, like if they get in noble customers traveling through, kind of locals on their their anniversaries and things like that. It has its own like a wall sectioning off a washroom, which is really uncommon. Like, so you guys have a whole like bathtub and place to heat the water in order to like have that, have your own separate space to do it. And there's even like a little foot pump where you could essentially create a shower by pumping water and into a tub. So you can get a little exercise and clean yourself at the same time.
I don't think I'll fit in the tub.
How tall are you exactly again? I can't remember. 8 foot?
No, we didn't make me 8 feet. Yeah, I'm
feet.
like 7 foot
7
flat.
foot. You can squeeze in, but kind of barely.
I feel like
It's a bit of an effort.
I stayed at a like small hotel one time, and the shower head was like at my chest, and it just like hit me right in the chest.
It's definitely made for an average size.
Okay.
Not you. It's all awkwardly in. But the room is very fine. Like the bed, it's a king size bed. It's got places where you can stash things. There's even like a dresser with a key lock, so like while you're there, you can put things in it and lock the cabinet. So
I'd like
as
to.
everyone else goes to their rooms, your rooms are kind of just more generic, just general. There's a twin bed in it, and there's a dresser where you could put some clothes or something. There's more like space on the floor for you to bring your bags in and drop them. Real more base essentials and the rest of it. And I'm sorry, what were you saying, Chris?
I was gonna say I'd like to try to pull Novak aside and ask her if she wants me to go scout the tavern out and see if there's any agents there, or ask her if she wants to meet me there with the head a little later, and we'll figure out what to do with it if there's a agent of the Zenerum there.
Oh shit! No, you're right, Azita. I apologize. You're right. It's 10 It's 10 silver for a room, or it's 2 gold for the other room. It's twice as much. I apologize.
Okay, that's like I had to bring that up. That's
Yeah,
Okay.
no, you're absolutely right. I meant to say that.
You almost got away
running
with
through
only
it.
paying 10 silver for the master suite.
Pretty much.
Well,
Okay,
okay, I
so-
don't know if he meant
No,
like
you're
one
right, you're right.
gold piece for the
Yeah.
regular rooms, and then like, or if he meant to say like a different number rather than silver pieces.
Yeah.
So that's why I asked.
Yeah, you're right.
So it's 10 silver per room.
10
For
silver
you and
room,
I,
which
it's one
does
gold
equate to a
piece
gold,
each.
but it's
Yeah.
2
1 gold.
gold. It's 2 gold for the or 20 silver master room. So my apologies. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for catching my.
Is there?
Yeah.
I
Man,
wanted
I
to
should have
see.
said shit. I could have gotten such a cheap room. And
I
a
was
better
surprised that you
All right.
did.
I heard Oz asking a question, and I haven't heard much tonight. I'm sorry. What'd you say, buddy?
I did not.
Oh,
Hearing
well, my
things.
bad.
You're
All
good.
right, yeah,
In regards to Jerk,
but Urgla is how do I describe her much? She's a black lady. She's got a streak of gray running through her hair, which is generally kept up by a big kind of red ribbon that's holding her up. She wears generally kind of a plainer clothing, a little like a orange over shirt over a white blouse, like gold dangly earrings on her.
So I want to go and put like my shield and take my armor off, put those in my room, and then lock them, or lock my room, and go back to Urgla and ask her, is there anywhere that I can take a bath, and also a general store where I may find some cleaning agents?
Oh, certainly. Though it was only the master room that had locks on the cabinets.
Well, I'm just locking my door.
Oh, okay. Yes. Yeah. Key to yep. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And but she does tell you. Hold on. I want to bring you the picture of her. Like I said, I'm a little slow on these things today. This is Ursula.
Oh, nice.
This is who you're speaking. This is who you're speaking to at the end. Do, 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 do.
I love the touch of gray. It's very. It makes you look very dignified.
Right? Yeah, she is. But so she lets you know which store is the in. She tells you a bit about let's see. She's like, well, she's like, just for a general store. She's like, most of the arms shops around town will sell general adventuring gear as well as some of the sell. There's Oldenoth's Arms, and that is this name that I'm going to copy and paste in the chat. There's Oldenoth's Arms, where you could go to pick up some goods. There is, let's see, just like there's an apothecary across the road, actually from the North Shield house. And she thinks that might be your best place to grab yourself some of your, what you mentioned, cleaning supplies, or how did you put it?
Yeah, just like soaps and different tonics.
Yeah, just like the apothecary might be a good place to catch those kinds of things. What other? Man, there's so many places in this town.
Is there a bathhouse?
Well, she did mention that there is a washroom here. Shared washroom that's on the second floor at the end of the hall. You could all
right.
Anybody could use to clean themselves up. There's the Tribor Traveler. They run personnel and vehicles to go to different places, but they sometimes they also often stock goods for themselves and for the travelers going to their various places.
All right.
There's a lot of different places potentially.
Yeah. Well, I thank you. I feel like I'm in need of some relaxation for the night, and I will head across the street to the apothecary.
Okay. What is everybody else doing?
Well, I'm
going to
asking.
respond
Yeah.
to Jerk. So, Jerk, I recommend that you go on ahead to the tavern. Which tavern are you going to?
I'm gonna go to the Talking Troll. It sounds like somewhere where the Zen Room might have an agent.
She also mentioned when you asked specifically about taverns. There was the Talking Troll, and there's also the Tribor Arms, which is just an entirely different tavern. And she goes, if you're looking for, she's like, if you're looking for a fine establishment, the Tribor Arms might be the place to go. She's like, but if you're just looking to have a good time and get down with some of the locals, the talking troll might be the place you want to go.
So, Jerk, you go on ahead to the Talking Troll, and I will meet up with you first time.
All right, sounds good.
All right, where's my split up the party notes?
In that time, I'm taking a shower before Azita. Azita, you could take a shower after me so you can make a mess on the floor.
I mean, Azita's couldn't resist the urge to just jump on the bed.
I'd say there's probably room for maybe 4 people to use the washroom at once. so it's not like.
Well, we have a private washroom, so
Oh yeah, you guys do. That's right.
I'm taking my shower by myself. I'm gonna enjoy that.
I would if Talison's going to the apothecary, I'd also go to the apothecary.
Okay.
I need to get the
Alright.
materials to make a new game.
Oh no.
Novak and Azita are staying in INN. Taliesin and God. And do you think Pubert would go with you?
I remember him not getting a very good result from the fall. Maybe we should just leave him there and like have him take a nap.
Okay. Yeah. No, he did. He wasn't very keen on it. No, I think we rolled for him. He wasn't very keen on it, but nobody really knew. So yeah, he could maybe hang out and contemplate his mortality. So Pubert is also staying in, and then Jerk. Oh yeah, let's get some town noise in here. Jeez.
I don't know what Jerk is doing.
He's going to the tavern.
I'm sure he'll
But
say
that's right.
something.
He's going to the tavern ahead of me, and then I'm gonna go to the tavern.
Yeah, that's
And then we're
exactly
gonna
it.
get
Okay. So Jerk is going to. Oh, that's right. Obviously. Jerk is heading to the talking troll. The apothecary is the building right across the street from the Northfield house. So I'm just going to do a quick copy paste with this number. Whoops. Whoop. Apothecary. Alright, it's like literally across the street.
Yeah.
So as you get directions to the talking troll, Chris, you go walk over there as you both go into the apothecary. Godwald and Taliesin. You find a slouched wooden cottage, so the building itself is kind of like leaning a little bit to the left as you come in. It's covered in ivory along all of the walls on the outside.
Ivy.
Ivy. Yep, it's ivy covered. What did I say? Ivory.
Yeah, but it's
I
okay.
think I did
Like I
probably say-
knew what
yeah.
you meant.
It's ivy covered. Yes, it's ivy covered. Along all the walls, along the outside, the shack, the building itself seems to lean a little to the left as you're going up and entering the door. And as you walk in, and you see a middle-aged man packing up, kind of closing things up for the day. Didn't really kind of looks up, a little surprised that he didn't expect to have any more customers after sunset, and just kind of, hello, travelers. I haven't seen you before. How can I help today?
Hello, sir. I'm staying at the inn across the street, and I'm just looking for some soaps and other tonics for bathing.
Oh yeah, I could definitely help with that. I don't know if you noticed the sign outside, but I help with a few others. And actually, the sign that was hanging outside is a wooden sign shaped like a potion bottle. And the front door of this building is a ramshackle barrel. So you actually have to like grab the end of a wheelbarrow and turn it, and it's been put onto hinges to enter the door.
All right.
But he's like, yeah, soaps, no problem. And you see him kind of like look around, duck behind a few things, come up, and he has a glass bottle with soap flakes in it, and it's just corked. And he's like, this should. She's like, if you're good to it, this could last you a month. He's like, if you're really obsessive, it might only last you a week, but this should be fine for you, and it's only 4 silver.
All right. I'll take that. Do you have any like lavender oils or hair tonics or anything like
Oh,
that?
interesting. Yeah, I actually have a thing here if you're looking to keep your hair with that, some of those elf types have that long, shiny, like beautiful, gorgeous hair. And he kind of looks at you and takes a quick second to realize what he said. It's like, oh, I mean, obviously you might know, but I think a few of them use a product like this, and he holds up a bottle of oil. And it's
All
like,
right.
use this to clean your hair. It's absolutely amazing. This is just this is a 7 silver for the bottle. It's made from some of the plants that grow outside of town here. They make a very fine oil. Great for your hair. Great for making paintings.
Making paintings.
It's a linseed oil.
Okay. I'll take them.
Yeah, so he does an exchange for 7 silver for the oils, as long as and
So it would be
5 silver for the soaps. And he goes, actually, have you ever had? And he kind of lets his little look to his left, look to his right, looking at looks left, looks right. Have you ever had any sweet water? It's the most
Oh.
incredible thing.
Do tell.
Oh yeah, you've got it. It's like, I'll tell you what. It's like you both look like very very fine, upstanding citizens, and I think I could go far enough to just share a little bit of this with you. And he takes up a flask, and then he puts out 3 basically shot glass size things, one for the 2 of you and one for himself. He goes, Sweetwater is the most incredible thing ever. Pops the cork in the bottle, pours 3 shot glasses full, and what you see is a bubbling water kind of bubble up. It's like, I like to call this fizz, but Sweetwater's been working pretty well for it. It's like, but you've got to try the fizz. And he gestures and puts the 2 towards you. And he's like, I tell you, as soon as you try it, you're going to be hooked. It's amazing. And he holds up his glass, looking to the shot glass, looking to the 2 of you to share
Talson's about it. He's gonna pick it up, clink glasses, hit the
Clinks
table,
it,
and
looks
take
at Godwald. You want to try some of the sweet water?
How late is it in the day?
Delicious.
It's pretty late.
Sunset, a couple
Yeah.
hours.
I'll have one, sure.
Sure. As he tilts back and takes a shot, Taliesin takes a shot, and Godwald kind of is up at the end. You notice that it is a carbonated water that's extremely sweet, like sugar, and it's quite delicious. And he's like, I can give you an entire flask. Kind of takes the flask-sized bottle that he just poured all that out of. So I can sell you this for 1 gold. And I tell you, people are always amazed by this. It's really great to break the ice with someone and get them to try something new. And you guys have never had carbonated water before, and it's certainly nothing ever this sweet either. This is pretty.
Does it have
pretty
any?
cool?
Does it have any sort of properties to it?
It's delicious. It's so incredibly delicious, and for just a mere 1, it's like you'll never have anything quite like this.
So the shopkeeper has a soda stream in the back room.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Nah, why not? I'll take a flask.
That's incredible. Absolutely, you're making a great decision here. A great decision. And he stood up, and real quick, you notice he takes the bottle, had a piece of very thin paper, then he set out, puts it in, wraps it up real quick, throws a string around the top of it, hands it to you in exchange for gold.
It's
And
only
you
when
now
he
have some.
It's
You
gonna
have a
go
bottle that
flat
now
soon.
reads Tarmox Sweetwater.
All right, so I've got
And then in quotes on the label says the fizz.
some Sprite.
No, God of Vault's not into it.
No, I don't know how I feel about that.
Okay. It's like and, you know, he goes and makes a trade for you. It's already sold you a couple things. And he's like, yeah, he's like, the Sweetwater. I gotta tell you guys, it's definitely one of my. It's incredible. He's like, I have the most fortunate source for this thing. There's a spring that I have. It's like I've just been one of the luckiest men who's ever lived in Tri. Like, oh, by the way, my name's Tarmac.
Where did I just go?
It's nice to meet you. What are your names, travelers?
I'm Taliesin, and this is my friend. I'm not going to say his name because hoping he will introduce himself.
My name is Godwald, and I require your assistance in a religious matter.
Oh, fuck, I already had soap.
Well, now you have better soap and
Hilarious.
fizz.
More so, yeah, and soda.
That's fine.
Religious matter, and you see his hand kind of go up towards his neck, and kind of palm a small image of the sun. Like, oh, what can I help you with? He kind
I
of
wish to make
fingers a bit.
an offering of incense tonight, but in our travels, I no longer have the materials required.
Oh, I have all kinds of incense. You like it in the cones or stick guy? And he kind of goes off to another portion of the room and pulls out a couple things. You notice he's got a few jars that have like cone incense, stick incense, some third thing.
Some third thing.
Third thing. I'm sure there's a third way that incense comes. I just don't know it off the top of my head.
I actually don't.
Like, yeah, I can give you any of these.
I actually don't know the details.
Okay. I was like, well, you know, any of this is it's a copper a piece per thing, and so a little cone is 1 copper. And so if you wanted to get like a bag of 10 cones, 10 copper, 1
Sure.
silver. Yeah. So he gives you 10 incense cones for a silver. And he's like, I'm glad we can do business. I'm glad I can always. I don't know what ritual exactly you need this for, but I hope it assists you. And if you ever need any more, well, Tarmox is right here for all of your apothecary needs.
I thank you, good sir. We will be heading back to the inn. I know it's late. Sorry to keep you open.
Oh, no trouble to make a sale at the end of the day. My wife will be very happy.
Some good soda. All right. I'm going to... Taliesin is going to kind of make his way back out.
Okay. Godwald, did you want / need anything else?
Not right now. Maybe tomorrow.
Okay.
As we are walking back the street, I would like to just kind of mention to Godwald. So that letter, the letter that we found with the black spider, the letter from the black spider was hidden inside of a letter addressed to Veril Razorwind, who is supposed to be here in Tribor, correct?
That sounds right. Yes.
So, should we look for that person tomorrow?
Carefully.
Okay.
But yes. It seems that some of Jerk's new friends would probably be willing to help us with that sort of espionage, rather than, say, just walking through the door and saying, hello, do you know this head?
Yes. Yeah, probably. Well,
No, you're right. I totally picture you guys doing that. Hey, we got this head. Anybody want it? Exchange for gold.
right. So,
We need-
all right.
We need to convince them that we want to do that before turning in the head, because if word spreads somehow through channels I don't understand, someone expecting messages might get scared.
No, exactly. That's why I wanted to bring it up before
Alright.
we talked to the rest of the party. I wanted to bring it up to you since I know that you were the one that has the letter and probably would be able to just, if you want to go over that tonight and maybe think of a course of action. I trust your judgment in that.
Thank you.
Of course. And then
Alright.
basically from here, what I would can I just tell you what I want to do before I go to bed?
Can we jump over to Jerk doing the talking troll and then do the before bed stuff for everybody?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So everybody keep that in mind, like what you're doing if you're doing anything before you go to sleep. But Jerk, following the directions from the proprietor of the hotel, Urgla, you're easily able to find it. In fact, you've almost made a map of this place in your head. As she starts describing, you quickly, easily make your way over to the talking troll. Roll me a quick perception check. Let's see how much you can kind of like see about this place. Oh damn! All right, yeah. So you see quite a bit. Like as you walk up, the troll is what most nobles would call a dive. Right? It's dimly lit. It's got a scent to it. You're not sure what that scent is. You notice that the ceiling's not very high. The roof isn't even all that high up, so it's like low beamed. And as you open the door, you notice that it is crammed with mismatched, battered old furniture and a bunch of drunk people.
Perfect.
As you look up, you notice that, I mean, that's a really high roll. So as you look up, you notice that it looks like the roof may have caught fire at some point in the
Oh,
last
I
couple of
I think
years.
you're looking at
And then,
Godwald's roll. Mine's only a 10.
oh, was I?
Yeah. You should have
Oh,
just rolled
okay.
with it.
Yeah, well, all right. So, I mean, it should just. I was just gonna ramble on about the place. But so the ceiling looks like it's burnt, like there's been a fire inside. It's not difficult to see. Um, when you look down at the floor, like even though you're inside, you see like bird droppings on the ground. Like somehow the place seems to be almost indoors and outdoors simultaneously.
All right, I'm gonna make my way through the drunk people to the bar, and while I'm traveling, I'd like to kind of see if I notice a tattoo or patch or just the symbol of the Zenorum on anybody.
Okay, so rolling with that 10 perception. Not anything in particular. Like nobody's flaunting it here. Um, but you do go up to uh, the door, and or you could go up to the bar, and behind the bar is a uh, male human. Uh, he says, "Oh, well, hey, red man, how can I help you today? You want a drink?"
Absolutely. What do you have on draft?
And so, well, we got ale,
Perfect.
and yeah, ale on draft. That's the that's the only thing on the out of the keg. But I do have some bottles of some liquor back here if you're interested in whiskey or anything.
I'll take an ale for now. We'll wait for my friend to
Hmm.
arrive for some whiskey.
He tells you it's 3 silver. Gets a glass, pours it out of it, hands you the glass in exchange for 3 silver.
Okay. And then as I'm drinking, I'd like to take another look around.
Okay, just kind of like who you see and
Yeah, who I
what you got
see,
going
what
on.
I notice. Yeah.
All right. Most of the people in here are humans. But there's a let's see, there is a middle-aged blonde woman, There's an older man with a white beard. You got a couple of guys who look like they're geared up in leather armor, and they're probably in their mid-20s. Human beings, and you do see two elves in the corner, and there's like a dwarf and a halfling like mixed in with the groups as well.
Is the
They're
bartender?
all generally drinking, hanging out with each other around a couple of tables. There's probably like 8 tables in the room. I'm sorry, was the bartender what?
Is he super busy, or is he just kind of hanging out?
No, he's hanging out behind the bar. There's a couple people drinking at the bar and talking, but nobody's really like taking up his time or attention. If you turn to him, he's there.
Okay, I'm gonna tip him 5 copper, and just ask him what he knows. Well, what can he tell me about the town? I'll tell him I'm new here. Just kind of getting my bearings. We're staying over at the North Shield House. Anything interesting going on in town?
Oh, he kind of grabs the coins as you put on the table, gives it a quick look, and he's like, "Oh yeah, hey, it's nice to meet you. My
Jerk.
name's oh Jerk. It's nice to meet you, Jerk. My name's Kalen Sir Sarsier. My name's Kalen Sarsier." He's like, yeah, there's a couple things going on around town. Yeah, there's obviously the average adventurer going on here and there. People come back and talk about how they've just defeated some orcs who had just defeated some elves, and so they must be stronger than a whole tribe of elves in the woods. And I think one of the biggest things that we heard about recently is probably that attack on Nightstone. That's off to the south. That was some. Definitely got all the townspeople in a bit of a tizzy. You know, a little upset, a little scared.
Do we know what attacked the town? It wasn't that hill giant, was it? Because we ran into him on the way here.
You guys ran into a hill giant on your way to try.
Yeah, he was just kind of
Jeez.
on the trail. You don't have to worry about him. He's not going to make it. But yeah,
Well, I was gonna say it's a lot of giants getting seems like pretty busy around. Actually, what they talked about attacking Nightstone was a couple of giants, as if they had somehow like thrown rocks straight from the sky. Like it's the stories are a little mixed and weird, but what I can tell you, what I feel like was probably true, sounds like some rocks came falling out of the sky. Sounds like some giants showed up. Like people definitely saw like some red-skinned, gigantic humanoid creatures, and it had to be giants, right? There's also a goblin attack on the town. I don't know that they were at the same time or the same people, but it's kind of tough to tell. I'm not sure if they were all together. But the giants took something out of the town square. Some like large rock that they had worshipped or something. I don't know what these small town people do, but apparently they were really into this thing, whatever it was. And I guess the giants took it. So they're all up in a tizzy. A bunch of people died from the falling rocks, and pretty much everybody's just scared of giants at this point. Like they're fearing them. So hearing that there was a hill giant, you know, out and about in the land, I think these things were fire giants. It's tough to tell from descriptions, but sounds like there's been a lot of giant trouble in town.
sounds like it. Hey, you probably meet all kinds in your line of work. And then I'd like another ale, by the way.
It's just another. What did I say before? 3 silver.
3
It's another
silver.
3 silver. Go ahead and mark it off. He goes.
So I
Gets
give
you
him
ale.
3 silver,
It's
and
like
then I'll give him 2 more copper as a tip as well.
okay.
And then
Takes the tip, kind of gives you a little nod. He's like, yeah. He's like, I don't know about my line of work. I kind of inherited this tavern from the previous owner. I feel like who ran away from Tribor after some scandalous issue with his lady partner wife or something.
Oh, I'd
And
like to
so
hear more about that sometime. That sounds interesting.
yeah, it was something, let me tell you. But so ever since I inherited the bar, I've really been trying to like make it into like a theater, you know? Like I'm a theater student myself. I studied in Neverwinter,
Hey,
and
I'm from Neverwinter.
that's amazing. And so he like throws out the names like, have you heard of the Philemon Theater?
Yeah, I have. My parents
That's
used to go
incredible.
there all the time.
That's where I was taught. And so like well, my dream is to turn the troll into a theater, but I really like man, I need some money to do it. And I just I keep trying to get people like into the idea, but it seems like here in town all the people want is just a place to drink all their troubles away. I mean, look at this room. And he kind of like gestures out to the room, and as you turn around you do see like a lot of people, but they're not like very loud, they're not very lively. They are definitely drowning their sorrows here.
Well, so I ask him, well, have you ever thought about maybe building a small covered stage outside where you could do the theater and let all the drinking happen inside? You might get some customers wandering back and forth. They might find they like it.
You know, that's not a bad idea. I definitely would accept some donations to theater to try and make that come true. And I could even like name the stage after my largest contributor, someone who might really appreciate the arts and the culture that it can bring to, uh, a growing city like Tribor. I really feel like it's, I don't know. It's probably just a pipe dream though.
Well, I'm glad I could help, even if it was just a little bit. Say, if someone were looking to hire a Zenerim agent for a bodyguard, or say I needed protection, or someone I know needed protection, do you know where I would find one? Or find a way to contact the group?
Oh yeah, the Zenerim, they work out of here for sure. And he will let you know. He's like, actually, I think if you're looking to hire a Zenerim, uh, you definitely want to talk to, oh God, what's his name? Erlem. You definitely want to talk to Erlem. Erlem Stockspool. He's a human. He runs the Tribor. It's that place where you can hire caravans to take you to anywhere but here. I don't know if you've heard about it, but Erlem Erlem doesn't hide the fact that he's Zentrum. You'll if you go into the shop, you'll notice him by the eye patch he wears,
What was
which
the
is
shop called?
the Tribor Travelers. It's where they rent out caravans to run to other cities, and you'll notice him by the eye patch he wears. He's almost impossible to mix, and he's uh, he's not shy about sharing his he's not shy about sharing his membership with the Black Network.
Perfect. Well, I appreciate you and all you do for this town. I hope you can find a large donor, but I don't think it'd be too difficult if you asked around the town. You seem to have a lot of travelers through here. Um,
I
I
mean,
guess
yeah, I
I'll
guess they mostly keep this place open.
and I guess I'll just kind of like chat with him and maybe buy one more ale, waiting for Novak to show up.
Okay, roll me a Constitution saving throw on your third ale.
Please help me. Okay. I
All
am
right.
fine.
Yeah, I know. You definitely realize that the ale is true and strong. And you feel it a little bit. And on your third one, you're like, oh, maybe I should stop before I'm just really drunk.
All right. Well, I'll just
They're
keep.
craft beers.
I'll
They're
I'll
craft beers and they're
I'll,
strong.
I'll ask him where he gets it from. I'll just chat about the brewing process and
Yeah,
try to
he tells
try to make
he
friends with
tells
him.
he tells you all about some dwarven brewers that he gets his stuff from. He's got a connection over in Phandalin with a tap room owner there,
Well, I
and
tell him, hey, we're famous in Phandalin.
oh, you're famous in Phandalin. Oh, you're famous.
Yeah,
What? I've never heard of
Sparkle
Jerk,
Motion.
the traveling red man.
We're
Sparkle motion.
yeah, that's
Huh. And he's like, as you go sparkle motion, he's like, I think I heard about a story about you guys. Didn't you like show up suddenly in a town, like take care of all the bandits, and then just like disappear, and
yeah.
like nobody from you?
We were on on another plane of existence. It gets really weird. I don't want to bore you too much. It was oh, you know what? It would make a great stage play though.
Oh, tell me all about it. He's like, no, come on. And he like gets out, you see him like pull out a notebook and some papers. Like, I'd really love to hear about it. He's like, maybe your next ale's on me. Huh?
All right, all right. So
You
then
tell me your story?
I'll out of character tell him the story because it's almost time for our break.
Right, yeah. Roll me
And
one more Constitution saving throw to see how the beer treats you.
and I will actually leave all of my stupid mistakes in the story, so I'm not making myself the hero. So
Okay.
I'm the one who grabbed
The belt.
the belt and cut people's heads off. And,
Oh yeah.
oh no!
Oh yeah. No, like the fourth beer, like you could feel it on the third beer. You're like, if I drink another one of these, I'm gonna be really intoxicated. And when you agreed to the fourth one, you're now drunk. Basically, the physical effect for you is currently poisoned condition. So you're
Okay,
currently poisoned. You're currently poisoned on alcohol.
perfect.
Yeah. But he loves the story. He to you, and he actually tells you he's like that's a great story. He's like, I think I could really do some of this. Maybe make a play out of it. And hell, if I make that stage like out front, it's gonna be the jerk stage. Like
Aw,
that's a great idea, and maybe I can get something together with this. Like, thank you so much. And he was like, you come back here, your next drink's on me. All right, buddy?
all right, I'll remember that. And then I ask him
All
for
right.
some water
he
because I'm still
gives you,
waiting for
gets you
Novak.
some water, and you're still in. Was Novak gonna show up? Novak, do you
Yeah,
show
I was
up?
supposed to be there in an hour. I think it's been more than an hour.
Yeah, no, his fourth beer and why he's so drunk is sure an hour or so. You walk in, he's working on that fourth beer, getting pretty intoxicated and telling the
All right.
story of Sparkle Emotion.
So I ask her what she's drinking. Like, do you want some of the fine ale? It is strong, or would you like a shot of whiskey? What's your poison? What are you drinking?
I prefer wine.
Erlem looks back and he's like, wine. He's like, I'll tell you what, of all the things I hate about this place when I inherit, my favorite thing about it is the extremely well stocked cellar. He's like, I can get you a bottle of wine. How old would you like it to be? I am waiting to hear. Okay.
I had to think about that. Give me a nice 10-year.
All right, can do. And he kind of leaves his area behind the bar. You see him kind of disappear around a wall. A minute or so
Well,
later, he comes
while he's
back up.
gone, I'm gonna tell Novak about Erlim Stockspool. He
Yeah.
is at the Tribor Travelers. We can find him by the eye patch, and he is not shy about being a member of the Zen Room. So he'll probably be a good person to contact about what we have for him.
All
All
right.
right. Yeah.
I mean, I'm
Um.
happy to hear that you found somebody, but did you have to get so shit faced? It's only been an hour.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do sometimes. I'm drinking water now, right? You see this? And your first round's on me. Come on.
Do you take advantage of your free round to give it to Novak, or would you buy another round?
I'm buying the bottle of wine for her.
Oh, you're buying the bottle of wine for it. Okay.
Yeah.
He does come up, and for a 10-year-old bottle of wine, he does ask. He's like, he's like this is pretty fine, and he does ask her a few gold for it, and it's two gold for the bottle.
That's fine.
He asks if you want him to open it, or you want to do the honor yourself.
What do you think, Novak? You want to let the professional open it, or should we just cut it open?
Sure, I'll let the professional open it as I sit back in my chair and relax.
All right.
Yeah, he goes over, he gets out his wine corkscrew, he does a whole like screw in and struggle, boop, and then lets it air for a while, and then pours you in. He actually pulls up wine glasses that he had from behind the counter, and pours you both a glass of wine, and sets the bottle in the middle, and says, "If there's anything else I can do to help you both, like, let me know, and I'd love to hear any more stories that the tieflings might bring to the establishment that might be interesting for me to
I
hear."
totally forgot we're both tieflings. That has to look really, really weird to the rest of the bar.
Well, he definitely, like, at first was like, "You're a red-skinned man." Okay. It's like, but when she came in, she's obviously a tiefling. So he's like, "Oh, okay, they're both tieflings." He's assumed at this point.
Yeah, welcome to my club.
All right, so I've accomplished what I wanted to accomplish here. I guess I'll just try to get to know Novak a little bit. I'll ask her about. So where do you come from? What's we're going to be working together a little bit. So let's hear a little bit if you're willing to share.
What, you want to know about my backstory?
Yeah,
Wait,
just
can you talk about this enough that I can run to the restroom? Because it's like
actually
9. I
it
feel like
is 9,
I
so
feel like this is a really great moment, and I don't want to not do it. But
I mean, do you just want me and Chris to like talk on off screen and then take a
no,
9 o'clock break?
I totally want it captured so that I can hear it and re-listen to it again. Like, I'm gonna run to the restroom, but I want this.
All right.
You
So
want the two tieflings?
Yeah,
let's get
talking
our.
over glasses of wine at the first bar that you found in Tribor.
I feel like I should go get an actual drink for this. All right. Well, let's take our break. I got to get to
Fair.
bed. I'll grab a drink
Good?
and we'll be back.
Cool.
I'm gonna leave the mics on because I tend to forget to turn mine
All right.
back on, but the
Okay.
away screen's gonna go up.
Okay. Also, everyone, remember, when we don't stick together as a party, we're gonna have these moments. This is gonna happen. 2 people are gonna be sitting at a bar for a while having a.
Well,
I
that's why
don't
I
know
said
how.
we do
I
it
don't know
off
how to not do
screen.
it. I don't know how to not do it.
Well, it's
I'm
better
just.
we do that stuff on screen, but like
Yeah, I
as
just don't want
a
anyone to be like.
group, we need to
Yeah.
realize sticking with the party is a lot more efficient as far as knocking things out.
Or even just like you like doing this thing where like you're having these conversations, and then some of you can jump in and say things, even if you're like, I'm in the other corner over there. It's a lot easier to like flip back to you than it is to like, let me flip back to Taliesin and Godwald, leaving the other thing in the middle of their conversation. It's just one of those things. But all right, cool. Break time, and we'll be back.
Yep.
Oh, all right. See
Really
you guys.
quick. We'll make it a pretty quick conversation. Get through the night. I'll be right back.
What? No, I love it.
No,
I
you
want
don't
it.
have
I
to go
want
into much detail as you want. Like,
Yeah,
but all right, I'm waiting for a cigarette.
Yeah.
I'll be back.
this will be good. This will be fun.
I don't mind hanging out while you guys have conversation. Like, we don't always have to, like, I mean, that's just kind of what happens with a large group, you know? Sometimes people will go off and do other things.
Maybe that's another way that I could say is I appreciate you guys kind of hanging out while these things happen to you. That's a different way to say kind of the same thing. Like
Yeah.
thank you all for being patient while we do separate things.
Yeah.
I appreciate it as a DM. There are so many potential NPCs in this small city, this large town, that I was just like, there's no way I can prepare for this. But I should have definitely picked the tavern. Like, yeah, he's gonna go to the tavern. And
Yeah.
maybe a couple other places. So like
I'm
just some
surprised.
key ones.
I'm surprised that he was usually the first one there. I feel like my character's the one that generally gets pretty drunk.
You were the last time, for sure.
Yeah.
Right? Like, yeah, you were like, no, I go to the bar. Yeah, it's 10 a.m. Fuck it. Oh yeah, I found this. I found the other bar at 10 a.m. Like,
Yeah.
and they're gambling. Like, you joined in.
Mm-hmm.
That was good. Yeah. That was fun. Oh boy, so many random places. What else did I mention? I feel like I mentioned more.
More places?
Yeah.
You mentioned there's also the Ever Wyvern Inn,
Oh, okay.
the Cart and the Coin, Rancer's Open Road, the Happy Horse Ranch, Oldenath's Arms, the apothecary that we went to, and Tribor Traveler, which is like I have in parentheses as Uber.
Yeah, it's kind of it's about as close as you're gonna get to Uber in the Sword Coast.
Yeah.
Tribor is a horse town. If you want a horse, you're in the right place.
I have a horse.
So basically, it's between it's where the Evermore Way and the Long Road meet. So like it's kind of on the map there. Those two places, and the Long Road and Evermore Way are both fairly well traveled. Tribor Trail a little less so, because not often people go that way. Comparatively to the other two. So because of that, the town really kind of sprouted up from being a place where people travel through. Travel town. People don't come here to stay; they come here to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
All right, I love that you wrote those names down. I would like to add them on. Is that I did the Everwern House?
It was I didn't know how you spelled it, but it sounded like you said Everwavern or something like that.
Everwyvern.
Wyvern, yeah.
Everwyvern.
Wyvern.
All right. We back?
I'm here.
I am here.
You back, Oz?
CJ
Yeah, I'm here.
put a whole bunch
Alright.
of sixes and stuff in the chat. And
Okay.
now she's
Yeah,
muted.
I went to go click, like, as I picked up my headset, I hit the enter button.
All right. Stream is
So
back
you
up.
guys got spammed.
Yeah.
All right.
Good. We're back in.
We're back
There's
in.
Sarah.
All right,
Hey, there she is.
So I guess
All
I'll
right.
just. So where are you from?
Did you upload the video again, or are we still? Okay.
Yeah, we have video.
We have video. We're good.
We're all good.
Yep.
All right. Well, I'm gonna be holding my cup of wine.
Cheers.
And I'm from a pretty okay town. But I haven't been back since I left, so it doesn't matter. Why do you ask?
Just trying to get to know a coworker better. Maybe become friends.
Coworker? So you're still trying to be a Zentrium?
I never stopped.
Halia did recommend you.
So, what made you
How
leave?
does that process work? Sorry.
I just decided to leave.
I dig it. I dig it. Man, you're not much for conversation, are you?
I'm not. That's why I
Alright.
have my sister.
How did you guys meet?
She started following me around.
It doesn't surprise me in the least. All right. Well, I guess down to brass tacks then. How does the Zenrim thing work? I was recommended. Are there initiation steps?
Honestly, at this point, you have to convince Azita that you're okay.
She doesn't like me much. All right, that's fine.
What happens when you do get okayed?
I
Sorry.
asked
Is
that.
that
Like I want to know. Like it's a viewer.
well, if you get okayed by Azita, because honestly, I don't know you enough to okay you. But if she says you're okay, then I guess I will bring you into the fold. There's a little bit of information I'm going to give you, but you're gonna have to get a mark. So how do you feel about needles?
I don't mind them. I've been stabbed plenty of times. And you said you don't know me well enough. This is a perfect opportunity to get to know me. If you have any questions, I'm an open book. I'd like to know more about you as well. Like
There's a
I
difference of drinking with somebody and going in a battle with somebody, and then having to live with those people.
well, we got plenty of time to work on that. But
But if you can hold your liquor or your wine, then you're better in my book.
all right.
Oh my gosh, Jerk, you had a glass of wine now, in addition to the ale, the fourth ale that already had you intoxicated. Will you please roll me another Constitution saving throw?
No.
Yes, you have to. Because I want to know if the moment she's like, if you could hold your wine. That's super great. He starts to like waver a little bit when you're like, if you can hold your wine. He just kind of starts leaning out to the side. He's like, yep, yep. Doesn't throw up or anything. Just seems intoxicated.
Let me see what I
And
have in my equipment.
on that note, I drained my first glass of wine and I didn't pour myself.
Wait, you drain your first glass
Yeah,
of wine and then what?
I finish it. I pour myself another glass out of the bottle. Does the bottle have like 3, 4 glasses? It's a bottle of wine.
A bottle of wine, 2 wine glasses. Say it's 3 glasses apiece if you're splitting it and drinking all of it. The big bottle. You make a lot when you don't get to mass produce things. You often make a lot in a bit. And so your second one, how strong is the wine? It's stronger than the ale. Roll me a Constitution saving throw, Novak.
Mm-hmm.
So with the saving throws, it's the little like side thing on the left.
Yeah, I got a +4 or whatever I roll.
Okay.
So 10.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
you're right. You actually don't find yourself very by it, but you do recognize you can kind of like taste the bite, and you know it's strong wine.
It's a good glass of wine.
Well, I tell her she's got to catch up, so feel free to have as much as you want. I'm gonna go to water for my next drink, so I'm not.
As you guys spend some time in the bar and you've been here, the night's been closing down. People are out. A lot of the patrons leave while you're sitting here and talking, but you do notice that uh, off in the corner, it seems like one of the patrons is not going to go anywhere anytime soon. It looks kind of like slumped down, and he starts kind of muttering to himself. You can overhear him. He's like, "How do I say this exactly?" I'm not banished by anybody. No, no, I'm. I am. I don't want to be. I just. I'm. I wasn't banished by anybody. Falling around the corner, falls out of his chair onto the ground.
Well, I'm gonna go.
Doesn't move much after he's
I'm gonna go
on the ground. in the
try to
corner.
help him up and get him back at his booth. I guess.
Yeah, Novak just raises an eyebrow.
Kalen's like, he's new. I don't know what his deal is, but thank you. So like bartender,
Right.
just like
So
yeah,
I asked the
thanks.
bartender, like, can I have a glass for this dude? And I just pull out my water skin and I pour him a glass of water and set it in front of him.
You do a center from him. He kind of leans forward too much, over adjusts too much to lean too far back. It's a lot of effort to lean forward again, and is like, "Thank you, brother. Thank you.
I'm gonna give him a
Thank
ration
you."
as well, because that's like a hard tack, like granola, right?
Pretty much.
So I'm gonna give him a ration as well. Tell him to sober up.
All right, mark
Just
the
be like,
ration off, and he's
you
like,
are in
"Oh,
no shape to be on the streets.
thanks, man. Thank you so much. This is exactly what I needed." And just starts going, leaning in, chewing on it. He's like, "My name's Silverin. It's nice to meet you. I would, they never should have banished me.
Who
Like,
banished you from where?
I wasn't banished by anybody.
Okay.
The shrine. The shrine banished me." And you actually get a look at his clothing, and you realize that he's actually, despite his kind of appearance and his actions, that he's actually fairly well dressed.
What
The cloth that he's wearing is very fine. It's not. It doesn't seem like wool. Like it might actually be like silk.
what color is it?
It's red and white.
Are there symbols on it that I would recognize from someone else I've met in the past?
Mm, roll me a religion check.
Religion.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you, religion? I have never used this before in my life. Oh, hey,
Oh
look at
shit.
that. I'm hammered and
Okay.
I still remember.
All right. So yeah. You you notice you actually see that his robes are very similar to what you've seen. Some of the detailing and the work that you see on Godwald's robes. And as you looked kind of closely, you noticed the symbol of a golden dragon uh, on his clothing, and you you know that from traveling with Godwald that that's the symbol of Bahamut.
So I go, hey, Bahamut, right?
Yeah. Have you? But burps. But burp skin. Have you the? Have you been to the All Faiths Shrine in Neverwinter?
I grew up in Neverwinter. I
Kind
know
of
where
like
it is.
just his eyes are trying to stay open. And actually, yeah, you might have some idea of where that's at.
I just asked him, so what? Why aren't you there now?
Temple politics. They're always judging everybody. They're judging me. They judge me.
Like,
I
oh,
can't.
come on, brother. What'd you do?
I I I'm I might have a problem with the drink. I'm I did a bad thing to the shrine. But I was so mad at the bishop. I should have been peeing on him and not the shrine.
All right.
Like,
Well,
but if you as you keep talking to him, he basically tells you the story. He was a member of the Order of Bahamut in Neverwinter, and he he desecrated one of the religious monuments because he was upset with the bishop, and ended up instead being instead of gaining anything from that, he was banished to the. He's supposed to go to the All Faith Shrine, but in a town called Red Lark.
okay. Well,
But
I
he's
ask
kind of
him.
stopped here in Tribor and he hasn't moved on.
So I ask him if he'll be around town for a while. I may know someone who might want to talk to him.
He's
Mm,
like, I have a bit of a debt. But here's the thing. I am not not leaving Tribor until I pay my debt. And I can do it. I can do it. And then I'm gonna go to Red Larch. And I'm gonna go to Red Larch, where I'm supposed to be.
All right, so I'll go tell him good luck, brother, and then I go sit back next to Novak and pour her another glass of wine.
Down to the random drunk guy in the corner of the bar.
I tell her, I'm like, hey, he's from the same order as Godwald.
Fascinating.
I picture Novak just being like, yeah, there's lots of drunks in bars. Congratulations.
He's a cleric of the. They worship Bahamut.
Is that the standard for a cleric?
Uh,
Worshipping Bahamut?
I don't think so. I think most of them have different, less dragony gods.
You would all probably know that the main religion in the Sword Coast is worshiping Lathander. It's a deity whose symbol is the sun. So, like, that's your Catholics. Lathander, right? Like, the biggest religion. So, Bahamut's a smaller one.
Okay. Well, am I on my like third glass of wine now? Because he said he just poured me one. So
Yeah, so real quick, they roll a Constitution saving throw back to the rest of the party. Let's see if you leave the bar very intoxicated.
let's get a 12.
12? Okay, yeah, no, you're still holding it out. You're like, that was the second glass was, like, you know that if you drink anymore, you might not be able to get a new fight,
Well,
or at least it's gonna inhibit you further.
That's fine.
as
I
we're
feel like
I'm
that's
gonna-
I feel like that's on Novak's mind. She's like, how well can I continue making money if I keep drinking?
as we're getting up from the bar, I pick up the bottle and I hand it to her and I say, feel free to pass this along to your sister if she's a drinker. Tell her it's from Jerk.
All right. Well, I'll take the bottle.
Okay.
Like, all right, we'll take this back to the end. We need to get some sleep, anyways.
Well, we can walk together. Continue our conversation.
All right, so you guys head back to the inn. Is anyone else doing anything with the rest of the evening or at night to wake up in the
I wanted to go take a bath,
Okay, yeah.
and while I do that, I want to take like a little tiny bit of the soul walk, not enough to where I'm like out of my mind. I want to obviously still be able to take a bath and know what I'm doing, but
Okay. All right, so taking like it's not really like measured out like a medication is. So you take some, and then we'll find out if how much effect it has on you. Was this a particularly strong? Was this a particularly strong chunk of cactus, or was it a like less potent chunk?
Yeah,
I actually
what could go
forgot.
wrong?
Yeah, yeah,
This
absolutely.
stuff is cactus juice.
Right, yeah, basically it's peyote. Peyote. Yeah, so roll me a constitution saving throw.
Hopefully I don't drown in the bathtub, y'all.
Way to go.
Shit.
Oh yeah. Okay, so like it says, you're rolling. You're
Yeah.
rolling 1d20 there, and you are functional. You are able to get into the bath and take what feels like an incredibly like relaxing bath. Like it feels really really good,
All
but
right.
not so much the hot water as it is the drugs in your system.
Yeah.
And it does take you a while to get to sleep that night. Or in your case, it does take a while to get you to get into your trance. It's tough to go to that state where you're normally like going into a controlled dream, and
Yeah.
where you're trying to get into your controlled dream. It's it's very distracting to have this feeling going on. Um, we're gonna do our sleep rules for how long it takes you to sleep. So D20, if you're above a 10, you're able to get to sleep. If you don't get
Alright.
it, then roll it again. We'll just keep pushing the time back.
All right. 12.
And I feel like it should be with disadvantage with the drug in your system because this is normally a roll with it. So for your first one,
Well,
you're
it was
good.
a
You're
yeah.
good. Yeah. You've taken the soul walk before, so this isn't your guide on the cactus. um, but you are able after much longer than usual. You're able to get to sleep and or really get into your trance and start.
Mhm.
So, but you have kind of like a really good time by yourself in your room while you're trying to get into that trance. You're like, I can't trance right now. I
Yeah,
can't.
I feel like
No, I'm gonna.
while I'm trying to do it, I'm like smoking my pipe and like talking to it.
Yeah, and he's just telling you about like the good old days back when the mine was working and how
When he was in a pipe.
when he wasn't a pipe and he was a wizard's assistant and he was trying to um and after he tells you about the accident where they were researching several kinds of materials and the spell went awry and essentially trapped his soul into the pipe that I forget the wizard's name that the wizard had smoked, so now his soul is attached to the pipe and he had to like he didn't watch necessarily because he's only awake when you're smoking the pipe or when anyone is smoking the pipe. That's when he's conscious. But sometime in between there, his body died, and so he like had to deal with that, and it was really difficult for him. He's like he goes through the whole like he tells you the whole story of Wave Echo, the battle that happened there. Oh yeah, you should have seen the fireballs and the magic that was coming out. It was incredible, and I was so worried that I was just never going to like see anything ever again. But then one day you came along, picked me up, and I'm so thankful to you. Thank you so much. And he's
If anybody were to walk by, you just hear Taliesin in his room like, "Whoa, what, man?"
talking to no one.
Yeah, they just like can't really hear anything. Well, I guess didn't you say he talks out loud? Or no, I have to talk out loud.
You have to talk out loud.
But
He
I
talks.
can.
in
Yeah,
head.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
also
I would do that.
I talk out loud too. I say through the wall.
Yes.
Oh wait, did I not roll? What were the room numbers? Because room number 1 on the first floor.
I feel like
I
you said I
remember-
I had a room number 4 and room number 20. Did Bear and Godwald? Did I
it
give you a
roll?
room number?
No. Maybe I
Oh,
rushed
okay.
it.
Well, you have room number 2 is the first room on the second floor. So you could potentially be close enough to Taliesin to like maybe his talking all night was keeping you up. You go
Yeah.
outside and you listen a little bit and you're like, dude's talking to himself again. Why? Could be a little awkward. It could be if you wanted it.
I don't think Talison's not in the right set of mind to care. He's.
Oh
not
yeah,
gonna
no.
think-
Even if he like came in the room, you would imagine he was a part of the trip that you were
Mhm.
on.
So yeah, I do that after I
Yeah.
clean up. I got real clean. So it takes like 30 minutes to kick in, is what it says in what you put in there. So I would assume that I could
Mhm.
probably have like taken the bath, and then as it started to kick in is when I would have started like heading to my room, and I'm just like chilling in there talking to my wife.
Yeah, you spend too much time in there. You eventually get up, go to your room, and if you needed to sleep long 6 hours, or trance longer than 6 hours, it might have been a difficult time for you. But with your reduced rest time and some good rolls, you just find yourself kind of feeling groggy when you wake up.
Yeah.
So, this is like a Tuesday. Like, what am I? Yeah. So anybody else for their nighttime stuff? Or we wake up and you all meet together for breakfast in the morning?
I think Godwald wanted to do some kind of ritual.
Oh, not yet.
Okay.
Summon Gabe in the morning or anything?
Do I have to do can I just pay the cost for the materials and do the rigmarole?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, then yes. It's part of my morning stuff. I would do that.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, you're able to summon Gabe. You can have him out or away or in it, but I think you bought a gold's worth of incense. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
How much incense does it require? Does it put a cost on it?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm just
How
going to
much?
mark 10 gold for various things.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so you bought a lot of incense when you were there.
Yeah.
Did you want to buy enough to summon him again?
Nah.
Okay, I was
No,
gonna say.
just as much as I needed. That guy was in a hurry to get home.
Okay, yeah. No, I mean, if you wanted to, you just mark it off. If you,
Mhm.
I'm cool with it. All right. Yeah. So you all wake up in the morning, slightly hungover. On the case of jerk, um, not enough to cause you any. Well, not enough to cause you any kind of exhaustion. Um, but you feel like lights are a little too bright.
All right.
You wish maybe you'd have not had fifth glass of something to drink in the hour or so that you spent at the
I only drank 4.
four. Or the fourth drink was
Yep.
you're like, maybe that was
Maybe
a
my
very short period of time to do all the drinking.
No,
constitution will be better.
you had 4 ales and 1 wine.
3 ales and 1 wine.
Okay. Either way, that's fine. So yeah, but you guys are up. You are alive in the morning. Urgla's there to like greet you as you come downstairs, but you find that she has there are over the course of like coming in the evening, and that there are probably about 6 employees running around. They have set up the room in the main room to now have tables, a long table with set of things out for a kind of basically a buffet. So you can go and grab some food and then go sit at some of the other tables and eat. Things are put out for you. It's a pretty decent breakfast. Lots of eggs and things made into omelets and eggs and stuff. Some bacon, some really good bacon in Tribor. They have got uh, an incredible stock of boars and pigs, and it's pretty good if you like that kind of thing. There's also a lot of farms out in the area, so if you're more the vegetarian type, like the buffet at this inn has, the things that you're looking for. But it's not really big on presentation, just more on tasting the meal.
All right.
All
Well,
right, you guys are up and awake and about on the day.
over breakfast, Jerk's going to tell everybody about Kalen Sarsier, the bartender, about how we might want to stop in and just. I'm staring at Taliesin while I'm telling the rest of the party this. Like he seemed really interested in our stories, so he might give you a free beer or something if you want to go Talk his ear off.
Hmm. Yeah. Sounds
For
good.
breakfast.
For breakfast.
No, I didn't mean for breakfast. I just meant sometime. Yeah, he seemed really interested in our stories. He wants to put a stage up, maybe do some theater, that kind of thing. I'd
Really?
like to ask Azita if she got any of the wine that came home last night. It's like, so how'd you enjoy that wine? You're muted.
Womp womp womp.
Still
You're
muted.
still muted.
Still muted.
Okay, there.
Yep.
Okay. God, I'm so good at that. But Azita's just gonna have like a dumbfounded look on her face and be like, "But I'm not allowed adult juice."
Oh, okay. Next time I'll send something a little something you can have.
Yeah, Loki, Novak went back to the room and drank the entire bottle of wine.
And then I Jerk will tell Taliesin about the hammered little cleric in the bar. It's like he might use some guidance if you feel up to it, but I don't know. He also kind of looked like a lost cause. So I'm gonna leave that up to you. He got in trouble for peeing peeing on an idol.
Oh man.
He desecrated a monument to the Parliament.
But yeah, he looked like he was in some rough times. You might want to go encourage him, if nothing else. And I eat. Nom 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 nom. An omelet. I want an omelet.
It's pretty good food for the price you guys paid. What you get, you'd have expected something like pretty good, and this is pretty close to like home cooked meal kind of.
Nice. I'm gonna eat my breakfast.
I shave off my whiskers before I come down.
I forgot about that.
It's when you sleep. That's the best part. They don't grow during the day. They don't randomly are like starting to pick out. No, no, no. It's like you go to bed with a clean shaven face and wake up and you have whiskers. I love it. I don't know why I love it so much. All right, so buildings that you guys mentioned, Taliesin, you had mentioned a few.
Mm-hmm.
Tribor Travelers was on that list, yes?
There was Tribor Travelers.
Okay.
The Apothecary, Oldenath's Arms. There's the Happy Horse Ranch, Rancher's Open Road, or Rancer's Open Road, and the Cart and Coin, and
That's
the
too many
Ever
for me to try and
Wyvern,
get at once.
the Ever Wyvern Inn.
I got the
Is
Everwyvern House
Yeah, that one's
on
the
there.
fancy one.
Tribor Arms on there. The North Shield House. Tarmox Apothecary. The Talking Troll. And the one I was we said was Tribor Travelers.
Mm-hmm.
So the general store is open at this point?
Yeah, kind of what you learned from asking Urgla at the inn, the North Shield House, was that there isn't really a general store so much as there are several shops, and a lot of them sell general store kind of stuff.
Is there a gift shop?
Mm, not a gift shop per se.
Who would sell a plush toy?
Oh, interesting. Let's see. So Urgla, would anyone sell a plush toy? She would kind of come back and be like, "Well, you're not gonna anywhere near the graveyard or square and slumber. It's not gonna be everybody at the marshalling field or the restaurant, the Pleasing Platter. It wouldn't be at the Pony Park or the Forge.
The Pony Park wouldn't have little plush ponies as a. It's like
I
a.
mean, you can look, but they're really there to raise and train ponies for halflings.
All right.
I mean, but maybe they do. Maybe they started a gift shop since last time I've been over there. You know, I never really even looked for one when I was there, so it's possible. Let's see. It wouldn't be Ildeneth's Arms or the Tribor Arms. That's the Tribor Arms is the tavern. For fine crafted works like, I can't really think of a in town that might have it necessarily. Maybe it's definitely not the lion's share. I don't think Wainwright's Dragons. You know what though? The Happy Horse Ranch. They feel to me like the kind of place that might just try to sell a gift like that to a noble young lady come pick up a horse. So maybe over at the Happy Horse Ranch.
All right.
I mean, there's always the market square. And there's
Oh,
random,
okay.
lots of shops and things down in the market square near the tower.
Well, I think Jerk is going to go down to the market square for the morning and look for a plush toy and maybe something else really, really shiny.
Okay. Anybody want to look or ask about things might be in town?
I'm trying to remember everything
Actually,
he came to Tribor for right now.
I'm gonna
Like,
ask. I'm gonna ask. Jerk's gonna ask Azita if she'd like to go down to the market square with him. Take a look at what the
Azi-
town has to offer. And then
Azita will.
I extend the offer to Novak as well. I'm like, you're welcome to come too.
Before you guys leave, I do want to bring up Razorwind and ask if you guys know of, if either of the two new people, if you guys know of Razorwind, or if you can keep an ear out for that person, see if you can find him. Barrel Razorwind.
So what they might have known, and I apologize to jump in. What you may have known is that Varel Razorwind, you haven't met him or them. You haven't met them, but you have heard the rumors of it being told as the one-eyed Varel.
All right. So, Taliesin would know this, is what you're saying?
No, the two of the two Zenarm agents, Azita and
Okay.
Novak, would know of Varel as they've heard of him called the one-eyed Varel.
So,
Well, if you
am I
could keep an
muted?
eye out.
I gotta
Yeah,
ask every
you
time
aren't
now.
now.
Okay.
I do.
So,
Go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say, Azita's gonna ask about like the moles or the gnolls or whatever that are in that area.
You can ask Urgula, the innkeep.
Yes. Yes. If he knows anything about that.
She comes back to you as a black lady.
Oh, that's right.
She's like, I don't know much about that, but I could tell you that if you're looking for bounties, you're looking for wanted notices, or You want to know more just about some jobs to do in town? That it might be a pretty good idea to go down to. So many places in this town. It might be good. You probably just go down to the tower in the center of town and ask the Lord Protector for any information on jobs or work like the kind of thing you're describing. Darathra is who you'd want to know. Darathra. Darathra. She's basically in. Urgula kind of says like she's basically in charge of the town. The people of Tribor have elected her to command the militia in case any kind of disputes come up or there's something to do with keeping the peace. She's the person who would contact anyone in the Lord's Alliance out in some of those larger cities or anything. She's our go-to person for that kind of contact. She might be able to help you if you go to the tower in town.
Um, yeah, I would say with that too. When Jerk asked about the market,
Well,
Azita would know.
before I ask, I apologize for calling you a lizard and any offense you may have taken by that. I just tell her I was. I've gone through my fair share of hardships and racism too, so I apologize. I didn't know it would come out the way it did. So, if you'd like to come with me to the marketplace, I'd like to make it right. Let's go take a look and see what they have.
Azita will kind of look a little dumbfounded, just because like she doesn't know where this is coming from, and then she's going to look at Jerk, look back at like Novak as if she's like almost as if she's looking for permission to leave, and go with Jerk, and then be like, "Yeah, I'll come out as long as Big Sister allows it."
I mean, Novak gives a shrug. Like, yeah, we can check out the marketplace.
Okay. Is everybody going to the market?
Sure.
Okay. So you guys kind of collect most, if not all, of your belongings out of the North Shield house,
I'm
and you
gonna
had your.
I'm gonna give her another 10 silver for tonight too,
Okay.
just so I don't forget later.
I would say, do we have an idea of how long we're going to stay in Tribor for before we like leave, so we could reserve the room for a few more nights if we need it?
I mean, yeah, you can. You guys can check out and leave now, or you can pay another 10 silver or 2 gold rooms.
Talison's got all this stuff on him, just in case we go off to do something, which we tend to do. But he will go to the marketplace as well.
Okay.
We're checking out of our room.
Okay. Yeah, you guys let them know that you're out there. Godwald, I'm assuming you and Prepare do the same.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, well, if no one else is doing it, then
you guys let
I'll
Urgula
just
know
take my
that
stuff with me.
you're good with the rooms and that you're yeah, maybe you'll be back later, maybe not, you're not sure. And you guys kind of exit out and take the short trip over to the tower and the town square. As you approach the tower, what you see at the center of this market square is it's a huge. It's used as a market by all the local farmers and visiting peddlers. But dominating this area where these booths set up is this 2-story tall tower. That is the Tower of the Lord Protector. It is a stone keep that, as you kind of notice, let's see, Godwald and Taliesin, as you kind of noticed the building, the apothecary was kind of like leaning to the left. This tower also seems to lean decidedly to the east,
Hmm.
and it's kind of odd. But hanging above it, the entrance is a banner. It's of the Lord Protector, which depicts the symbol for Tribor, which is 3 black boars running toward the head of the banner on a blood red field. So it's a black and red symbol. It's kind of draped over the entrance here, and there are just like 2 guards standing there with spears and shields outside the door of it. But otherwise, the market is filled with a variety of booths and goods, the likes of which you would never see this kind of thing in Phandalin. This is a kind of daily market where people come to sell their wares, and the booths may change a little bit from time to time, but you could probably typically find regular shops or regular booths in particular places as you go through. But it's a collection of things. It's people selling glasswares to uh, booths where they're trying to direct you to other shops in town. One marked with a very familiar symbol. In fact, Talison's wearing the lion on his chest of the Lion Shield Coster. You see, I'm trying to say, finest weapons in Tribor, found at the what's it called? Found at the Lion's Share. And then there's just like a variety of other things. People selling beverages, people selling types of food, people selling clothing, artwork, things they found, like adventures and stuff. It's a marketplace.
Jerk would like to stop at like the first booth and ask about any place that would sell like children's stuffed toys, that kind of thing.
The first booth that you find is someone that's selling tea, and they're like, I
It's
don't really know.
a little too
I don't really
real.
know. I guess I mean there might be somebody else, but I certainly don't.
So does the guy selling tea
but-
look like this?
Wait, what's the camera? Does he look like what?
Like this?
This? Yeah, he's bald. He's got a goatee. Or a short sleeve shirt. He's angry. He's giving you shit.
Can I buy a cup of tea from him?
Absolutely. Cup of tea goes for, or like, he basically sells like canisters of tea. So you can buy tea from. There are samples that you could try.
Wow,
But
that just got
the first booth that you walk into.
that got way too real.
Yeah, a couple silver for some tea, and you can have it in your inventory.
Sure. What kind of tea we got?
What kind of tea do you want?
What's the most? Yeah.
My best seller is called Toneberry. It's a blend of green and black teas with pomegranate and raspberry.
That's exactly what he says to you.
We're like, sure, you got a sample of it?
Absolutely.
It's his best seller. He's got it right there. You taste it, and
It tastes
how do you
fruity,
feel
like
about it?
pomegranate and raspberry.
Pomegranate and raspberries. How does Novak feel about it?
She's okay with it.
Yeah, it's all right.
I'll take some
It's
tea.
good. She buys a little bit of tea off the guy.
Now then, do you know where we can find any stuffed animals?
After you buy the tea from him,
He hands you a business card first. It looks
the tea guy.
it looks a lot like this.
Uh, after you buy the tea off of him and you've gone through the transaction a little more open, he's like, I really don't actually know, but I did get a walk around this morning and looking at the different booths, and I feel like there was a toy maker that I saw on the south side. So you're on the wrong end, but you might have good luck with there. Thanks for mine. Appreciate it. You keep me and my wife and clothed and sheltered. Appreciate it.
Thanks for the tea. It's pretty okay.
It's pretty okay.
As we're walking
Yeah,
away, I say
so
that's
anything
very,
you guys are
very
looking
high
for-
praise.
They're very high praise. So whatever you guys are looking for, this is a marketplace. There's a chance you will find it here.
Is there anybody who sells like pets?
Who sells what? Who sells pets?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Oh yeah, yes. As Taliesin, as you're walking around, like just kind of like hoping somewhere in your heart that there will be a pet shop set up here, you come across an elf who it's a wood elf, and
Yeah, that's
they
what I-
have several kind of like large cages that they have small like pets in, but most of the cages are kind of open and the animals are crawling around and are like on the shopkeep, like they're just a squirrel like crawling up its shoulder and up its head and back off, but they don't really seem to leave the space. He seems to have them fairly well under control, but you do find a shop.
I want to walk up and say in Elvish, just like, "Hey, what do you got there? I've been thinking about picking up a companion. What do you have here?"
Oh, well, and he responds to you in Elvish and says, "Oh, it's always a fine day when I come across one of my own people. As you can see, I have several small pets that I carry and come with me. I do have a little bit of larger creatures back at my at the caravan, and that perhaps to be interested to you. But there's a variety of, and kind of just like gestures out to like see the booth and some of the things. Like I said, like there's a squirrel up on his shoulder. He's got a glass case with a snake that's crawling around inside, though the lid is open and it seems to be just kind of hanging out. There is a hawk and an owl, both with a kind of like covering over their faces, but they are both kind of chilling out on a perch. And some other things is like, I don't know what you might be interested in, but perhaps perhaps I have tamed and trained such an animal.
Do you have?
Squeak, 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 and a little like ferret runs
That's what I was looking
across
for.
the ground. Just runs by, and goes back, and quickly looks at it, and looks back at you.
What is it? What coloration is it?
What coloration would you like the ferret to be?
Like one of those like all black teddy bear looking ones.
Is it all you actually? Your heart's content is. I rolled a 20 over here on whether this thing existed. So yeah, there's a black. There is this ferret that you're hoping. It's dark.
Sweet. How much would this be?
Well, let's find its name. Well, Randor is very well trained. Randor knows to stay when told to stay, to get when told to get, and to return when told to return. It's it's been a lot of effort for me to train him. It's a 10 gold for this well-trained animal.
They are very smart. I value these creatures. I would gladly pay 10 gold for that.
Well, then, my friend, I feel like we can make a deal and have a transaction in our hands.
All right.
How do you like make some sounds that then you saw the ferret just kind of like it scurried around, just and comes up onto his other shoulder while the squirrel on the other side.
All right. I hand him
10
10 gold, and then I use Sylvan to like gesture it to come over onto my shoulder.
And he kind of
put my arm out to let it crawl across.
It makes some noises and a gesture, and the ferret jumps down, jumps over to you. You guys do an exchange, and the elf like spends a little bit of time telling you like, here's how to do these gestures, things to say, get, return, and stay. So this ferret knows to get when you point at something, and it has a chance at knowing what you are pointing at. It knows the command to stay, so it will just kind of freeze, and then it knows to return. So if you give it the command to return, so those are the three things that it's trained to do. And
Sweet.
Like I said, spend some time with you for the 10 gold. So like 10 gold off, and you now have a ferret in your inventory.
Yes.
I warned Taliesin, or what Jerk warns Taliesin, like, please don't let him try to climb up any steep slopes.
Oh yes.
Bad things happen.
Like as you mention this thing, and you think about Tank, like the sky seems to get a little dark, and just like a single raindrop just like falls on your face and hits you right, and you're just like, be careful.
And its name was Randor.
Yeah. Oh, Randor. Randoer.
Wasn't that the king in He-Man?
Sure, why not? I mean, it's riding a bear in the picture. I mean, I use these cards to just pick up names, right? So if you guys want to see it, this is Randor. But obviously, that's not the Randor that you just picked up.
Yes.
This is the card that I drew.
That
And
looks
it is a guy
that looks
who
quite a
kind
bit
of
like He-Man.
Looks kind of like He-Man, and
It
is
does.
riding a bear. Badger? Badger thing.
Badger bear.
I'm not quite sure. But yes, the ferret. A ferret named Randor.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Anything else? This is a bustling marketplace, larger than most of what you're kind of used to seeing, especially much bigger than anything you've seen in
I
Phantom.
walk back to the group with this new black ferret on my shoulder. I'm just kind of like petting it.
As you walk back, and you guys are kind of going booth to booth to check things out and look for it, and Jerk is hunting for the toy stand that was mentioned to Novak for the T-sale purchase. You are able to find the toy shop, and as you come along, this woman has several things on display for sale. Little squarish, blocky figurines that she makes that are kind of what you might think of like a robot looks like today. So like wood blocks with like items added onto them that they create. And she also has several stitched and sewn like dolls and figurines, like little maybe like wooden hand pieces sewn into a cloth that's full of fabric and stuff like that. But Jerk, you are able to find this toy seller and little wooden pieces of boats and action, what essentially seems to equate to like action figures and dolls.
Okay. Anything jump out as especially dragon-like?
There is a. It's a natural one. There's a wooden dragon sculpture that is. It's quite large. It's probably like 3 feet
Well,
in its length. And it's and between its wings and its curled body is, anywhere from like 6 to 12 inches tall.
that's not going to travel well. All right. Well, I'll just ask the Zeta. I'll point to the table and be like, "So, what strikes your fancy? I know you like small, soft things."
I mean, yeah, Azita does like small, soft things. So like anything that pops out as a stuffed animal in any way, she's already like digging through.
So there is like kind of a section, and these are all like finely crafted things. And you're kind of surprised because you think like, oh, this is like a kid's store, right? And the owner of the shop is more like, no, these are fine artisan crafts, and they're not for children; they're for adults. But you do see a very well stitched owl bear plushie.
Yeah. So upon seeing that,
It's
Azita's just gonna
soft,
like kind of
squishy.
squeak. Like she's gonna make little squeaking noises and like point at it, like she's just too excited to actually form words. Like, ah!
And it's kind of like behind the table, so it's like up here, like drawing attention to it, where it's one of those things. She sees you, kind of at it, and recognizes the desire for it. She's like, "Oh, I've seen you've noticed." Oh my God!
Make it a
I've
good
seen
one.
you've noticed Casimir. He's it's a very fine work, extravagant stitching, and they kind of roll up their sleeves, delicately grab it and bring it over on the table. It's like you can see, you're like right here is where you notice the difference between elven craftsmanship and human craftsmanship. So you can't even see the seams, and like it really is kind of like mysteriously put together. Like you just don't see where anything is stitched on. Are you interested in Casimir?
Azita is just gonna like nervously look at Novak, not knowing if she's allowed to touch the stuffed animal. But her
This is
eyes
one of
are
those
just
situations where it's implied.
yeah, so
touch.
like her eyes are like sparkling though at the same time with like glee.
Do I still have my my sample of tea? Can I be sipping my sample of tea as I'm there?
Sure.
They're only about 3 ounces.
I'm a very
The
slow
sample.
sipper.
It's very explicit. Well, you know, he was gone for a while. Still gone. Talison's still off looking for pets.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
how much is the owl bear?
Oh, well, you're so lucky. Casimir is a mere 15.
How much? You cut out.
15. Casimir's a mere 15 gold. This kind of craftsmanship, it just doesn't come from anywhere but Silvery Moon. And I mean, Silvery Moon craftsmen are legendary.
All right. So I'll look at Azita and I'll say, do you want this or do you want to continue looking around? Loudly,
I mean,
so that the shopkeeper hears me.
Azita wants like out of character. Azita wants all the plushies. So like, even if there's more throughout the marketplace, she's going to want this one and all the other ones.
So she's basically like, yes.
Yeah, she's like, yes.
Do you want this or another one? Yes.
Yes.
Damn it! I was hoping you would feign something so that the shopkeeper would come down a price.
Azita's not
You can
that
try and-
intelligent.
You can try and convince him.
All right. Yeah, I'll try to
Yeah.
convince him.
Barter.
All right. Yeah. Roll me a persuasion check. See if you can barter him down.
You're a nat 20.
And I'll
Don't be good
roll
at
an
bar
insight.
things.
Right.
Sure.
So this
Okay.
is persuasion.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
You
We're
are
all,
not doing good.
I did not do
we're
good.
all together.
You got to roll against my insight roll that I chose. So
It's
we'll
a
see.
it's a 4.
Would you like to use your inspiration?
Total.
I don't have inspiration. Yeah, it's a 4 total.
There's only one person with inspiration this match, and it doesn't sound like they're gonna help you.
Doesn't sound like they're
Um,
listening.
Hey, real quick. So my internet dropped when you guys decided why we're going. So we're at the marketplace for Jerk to buy a Zeta a plushie.
Mm-hmm.
Is that's what's going on?
Well, I could probably steal it a lot easier than I could buy it.
No, definitely. Okay.
I mean,
just-
if that's the case, you could always just like be like, "How about we keep looking at Zeta?" and she'll just like poundedly follow you.
Then you try to sleight of hand it.
Okay. You're also in the town square to go talk to.
The watchtower to get more bounties and missions and inquire about
Yeah.
the ones we
All
heard.
right. You know what?
Inquire about the gnolls and the moles.
That's fine. I mean,
I'll just suck it up. I'll buy it.
you sure?
Okay.
Yeah,
No,
I
roll
mean,
me the
I was-
what was the persuasion roll?
it was a 4.
It was 4. Okay, yeah, I rolled a 3.
Okay.
So, I mean, you want to see it?
No, I don't need to see it. I trust you. I believe you. I've played with you long enough to know that you're honest with
Yeah,
your
they
die.
have moved. Yeah, I live and die by these stupid rolls because I'm just like, really? Like he gets to buy it? So yeah, as you do a little bit of bartering, the price goes down. I think it was what I said, 15 gold. So it goes down a few gold to 12.
All right.
She's like, I can knock 3 gold off the price, but that's as slow as I can go.
All right. Well, I say thank you, and I take it. I give my gold back. Gold to her.
You give her the
And-
gold. She hands over an extremely well crafted owlbear plushie, but also a certificate of authenticity. It's has like a little stamp on it, and it's a little book that it shows that it is this collector's piece.
What was the name again?
Oh, of the Casimir, Casimir, which is a famous history character. It's basically like naming it after a hero that's well known.
All right. Well, I'll take that, and I'll take the certificate, and we'll walk a couple of steps away from the booth, and I'll hand them both to.
Yes, that must be it.
I'll hand
Owlbear
them.
plushie.
I'll hand it to Azita, and I said, that you can change the name if you want. I've got a pen, and I tell her I hope this makes up for anything I've done to offend you. I'd like to be friends and coworkers for a long time to come.
Only like half hearing Jerk. Azita is just gonna be squealing as she yanks this thing out of his hands and just starts hugging it. And then she pulls Thomas out and just like starts to make them interact as if she doesn't even know what like there were no hard feelings between Jerk and her at all.
Jerk, you do notice that the little certificate of authenticity on it does say that Casimir is number 9 of 20. So there are 20 of these plushies in this set.
Okay. Well,
That's
I'm gonna
on the little certificate.
hand that to Novak. Novak gets the certificate.
Okay.
And then I'd also like to kind of scan the area and see if I find like I'm looking for like a bright. I don't know. Is Azita like a girly girl dragon?
Oh no, the only thing like kind of girly about her is the fact she loves plushes.
So
Other than that, she's like a savage.
she
She
wouldn't
just
like
doesn't.
a bright pink dagger.
No.
You've seen
Oh.
this person cleave several goblins straight in half.
Well, no, I know that, but I've also seen her squeal like
But-
a child when she sees a plush toy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like a 10-year-old.
He's trying to get a bead on her.
Yeah,
What
no.
would
Yeah,
be
like,
good in the way of
If I get her
gestures
like a
So-
Hello Kitty dagger, is she gonna love it?
No.
here?
No, unless like it's a like
I'll
if
love
it were a stuffed animal that had like a switchblade in it, she'd be all about it.
Alright, so Novak has officially finished her sample of tea. I'm on the hunt for hot water. And I just turned a jerk because I'm a little hungover because I drank a whole bottle of wine and had no sleep. Are you trying to woo my sister now? This is like the opposite of what I said.
No, I'm not trying to woo her. I'm trying to make up for calling her a lizard. You know as well as I do, like, what kind of racism people like UI in her face. I didn't think it would be as offensive as it was. So this is my way of apologizing. And
I turned it.
I'm tired of her.
Zeta, you feel better about him now?
Yeah, he's okay. He gave me new friends. And she's just gonna keep hugging the owl bear.
I gotta say, I'm so interested in what God is doing at this marketplace because I feel like you're all like interacting, doing stuff, and I feel like there's some part of him that does not into this.
I am
Or doesn't
kind
look
of
for one
overwhelmed.
thing?
It's been a while since I've been to something like this.
Okay. Okay. Sorry, guys. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
You're fine.
I didn't want to leave him out.
I just need to find some hot water to make more tea, so.
Okay. Can no one summon fire in this team? I feel like this is a question you could just ask someone. Be like, "Can you heat this for me?" And like, it seems plausible.
I need water too.
I mean, I can do produce flame.
I still probably have some water in my water skin.
What are you trying
Well,
to do?
what? I just want
Sorry, I'm
some
having a
tea.
flashback. I'll explain later.
The tea guy sells teapots, so you could definitely like go back to him and get a teapot, and between the water that you all have, and there's definitely a guy who sells. And if you want to heat water up,
The
this
tea
is your shortest path to having hot water.
the tea guy would be more than willing to give you another sample. He usually has two, one caffeinated and one non, so
Did you mention someone selling used adventurer gear?
I absolutely did.
I heard something about that.
Yeah, no, there's definitely a couple booths that are selling like, antiquities that are like things people found while they were on their adventures, either in mines, in dungeons, or whatever. There's a lot of those things, and like as far as adventuring gear goes, there are just shops that generally sell that kind of thing, but this is more like a marketplace where they're trying to sell you odds and ends and trinkets and trifles that are interesting and rare. So yeah, if you want to go to just a shop and get like goods to go on your next adventure, that's fine. That's in town. They have representation here at the market as well.
Oh,
So-
okay, then there's not going to be. Then they would have gone around and found anything that was particularly interesting and tried to sell it themselves.
I mean, maybe, but the way that this kind of market works too is like even if you're a person who sells that stuff, like when you go up to buy it from somebody else, you're gonna get it. They're gonna get into this thing where they both kind of know, and so that thing might just still be at that place because guy one didn't want to sell it to guy two, so like, or lady one didn't want to sell it to lady two. What are you looking for? What are you thinking of?
Like stuff that the coster doesn't have, or stuff that I wouldn't have seen in Phantom.
Oh, okay. Anything in particular?
Mm, just whatever catches my eye.
Okay. Um, as you're going along, there is a booth for the line, which is uh, a shop in town. You notice the symbol of the Lion Shield Coster and realize that the Lion's Share is clearly an establishment based out of the same merchant company. They do. Uh, they do not seem to have a lot of people around the booth, though, as you would approach. So they are kind of dead, while everything else seems to be very busy. So if you do approach them, that would be a bit of the difference there. If you go and look, they are selling things that mostly kind of cater to a caravan and people who are traveling out of town or going for gear and equipment as they would go off somewhere else. So they're selling provisions, animal fodder, food. They have adventuring gear and armor, and if you're looking for weapons, they kind of point you back to the store in town where all those things are kept, because they keep the good stuff under lock and key back in the shop with people protecting it. But there is a human female woman named Alestra at the booth, and they try and sell you gear. They try and sell you armor. They try and sell you daggers, bows, arrows, the finest arrow-tipped, the sharpest arrow tips that you'll find in in a 50-mile radius, and nothing like any of those hobnobs, what how is it said, Wardavians would hang on their walls, but the real true grit items that adventurers need while they're out in the dangers and world of Faerun.
Hmm. Hey. Yeah, I've heard that spiel before, but not
Have
since
I?
started.
Did I give you the same spiel?
No,
Something?
I
I
expect
feel
Gladwell living in a town with the Custers heard that speech before, but this is the first time I heard it since experiencing the dangers of Faerun.
right.
And it felt a lot less about the stuff and more about me and my wits and the people by my side. But
If you come in and start asking about it, and like they start trying to sell you short swords,
if I
general
was going to
weapon.
get something today, it'd probably be. So we've started roaming a lot further from home. I'd probably
Okay.
be interested in a set of smith's tools, so I can do my own armor and weapon maintenance on these trips.
Oh. Well, over the booth for the lines, she lets you know. Alestra, she's like, well, we don't have anything for making. She's like, we usually import from Yartar, not too far to the east. But if you are looking for tools to do that kind of work, there is a forge, and she lets you know about the forge, which is named Foehammer's Forge. And she's like, yeah, if you're interested in that kind of thing, or goods for you, arms and armor, then you probably want to speak to Garland Foehammer. He makes fine weapons and armor and other metalworks.
Well, thank you.
She gives you his location in town. We'll go add that to the map. 18. 18. Yeah, and she gives you a note of where Faux Hammer's Forge is located. Yeah, there you go.
Neat.
You know where it is of the town. They might be able to help you with that kind of thing if you put those. And I mean, they've been known to take on the new apprentice or two, though. Yeah, though it sounds like many of the travelers who go in inquiring often somehow stay in Tribor to continue working there. So,
I'll keep that in mind.
yeah. All right. Well, if there is nothing else that the party is looking for in the town square meeting of the day, are you guys heading in towards the tower? What's
Uh, I had one other question. Is there like an enchant or anything like that?
an enchanter?
Any sort of magical item shop or enchanter?
In the market or in the town?
Just in town.
Okay. As you go around the market, you're not going to find a booth that's selling magical items, but as you would continue to kind of like inquire around and about, um, let's see, what you mostly hear would be that the owner of the Boar's Rest is probably the most prolific purveyor of magical goods in town. There is a ridge that overlooks the town, so they can kind of like point to it as you kind of like as you're going around and asking a bit, and there's like, no, nobody here, and it's not a shop, but over at the Boar's Rest, and they point up to this house that's on the hill. It's a stone mansion that you can kind of see like overlooking part of the area, and the shopkeep, let's say the tea guy. The tea guy tells you a little bit about the shop. He's like, yeah, well, it's not really a shop. It's not really a house. Tell like this guy, he's a retired adventurer named Hyuth, which is Hyuth. Hyuth Kolstag, Kolstaag. He's a retired adventurer named Hyuth, and like 5 years ago, he moved in, took over that place. I think he's a little bit full of himself, if you ask me. But you know, he seems to do a lot of work and a lot of things that have magic and the weave involved in them. Um, in fact, it's rumored that the manor of Boar's Rest is protected by. Looks to the left, looks to the right. It's protected by gargoyles. I mean, I don't know about it. I've never seen it. But, you know, we hear all sorts of things down here.
Gargoyles, you say? What? Has anybody ever seen anything like that, or?
Well, I mean, they're obvious enough once you approach the building. I've never really gone up to the door and knocked myself, but people have talked a bit about how the statues seem to come to life. And, you know, I'm the kind of person who takes the rumor as a warning.
Hmm.
The tea guy seems connected in town.
Yes, I appreciate that. I'll have to check it out. Hopefully, I don't run into any gargoyles. But I will go with the rest of the party to the tower for now.
Okay. Is that right? Is there anybody else? Anything else they're looking for in the now tower?
I'm fine with it.
I am gonna remind Novak about the Tribor travelers, and maybe heading over there after we go to the market.
We'll visit there later this evening.
All right, sounds good.
All right. So as you guys approach the tower, there are two guards uh, standing at the entrance. They both have a spear and shield together, and most people are kind of like avoiding them and avoiding their general like area as they both stand there at attention, ready to act and very alert. But as you move towards them, towards the gate, halt! State your business.
I'll I'll tell them that we were looking for information about something we found on a bounty board in Fandolin about gnolls. We were told to come here to get more information about the gnolls.
Ah, yes. Bounties are marked on the board. Person at the desk can help you. They both kind of like step a little bit to the left and the right, respectively, and gesture you on inside.
So they have a bounty board.
Mm-hmm. Which means I'm going to bring up my list of bounty board things now before I need to hear someone asking me. I'm aware of them right away. Okay. Yeah, so basically they kind of, oh yeah, bounty boards, and they kind of gesture towards you to, like, say, yeah, you're cool to enter in now, and they don't stop you as the party goes in, so. What's my march leading into this building of the tower, this 2-story stone encampment?
we
in the
probably-
Can
town?
Azita fit through the door? Because otherwise she's just going to hang out outside.
You
And
could
play with
fit.
her stuff
You
in. Okay.
have to duck a little bit, but yeah, you
She'll-
fit.
And she'll go last, so that way she, like, doesn't hold up the line.
I am next to her drinking my fresh cup of tea.
Okay. In the back. Who's in the front?
Well, I guess since I told them what we were doing, I'll be up front.
Okay. I feel like Pierre's right behind you. Godwald, where are you at?
Last.
Okay, following even farther behind with Novak, and where do I throw?
So I guess I'm like in
Taliesin.
the middle.
Yeah, so where do I throw Taliesin in this?
He's kind of just like hanging out towards the back. He's more paying attention to his new ferret, and he's just kind of following along with the party.
Alright, so Talison's probably next to me.
Yeah.
Okay, so Taliesin and Novak holding up the end while Azita and Barely is in front of Novak. Godwald's at the back, and Jerk is the only one moving forward towards everything. All right. As you guys enter the tower, there are you find a very busy kind of like entryway. There are guards and people in armor practicing and doing a bit of just kind of like training combat. in the center of the yard. In the areas around it, though, people stand and watch, and not even entirely clearly that the training is in good spirits and meant to try to, to pressure someone. Nobody's getting like over the edge and hurting anyone. As you kind of move in and you ask about, hey, where's the Lord Commander for the area? You are ushered a bit to an outer edge of one of the walls here, which has a stone stairway leading up to one of the four corners of the building. And as you're kind of gesture that way and leading, you do
Excuse me.
pass by the bounty board. I don't know.
I
if
want
anybody
to see the
stops.
Battleborn.
Okay. I was like, I don't know if anybody stops for it, but tell me if you do.
I slow down and I take note of everything on the bodyboard.
It's pretty busy. It's a bunch of things, but some things do stand out to you. One.
I'm only looking
two,
for the better bounties. Like I don't care about the small fry.
6. Okay, I would say there are 6 probably out of the board full of like handwritten notes. This one is much more a collection of random things than Phandalin was. Phandalin's bounty board is like all handwritten by the same person. These are more stamped for approval by someone, but written by random people. You've got one that is bounty, and it says, I don't know if it counts as a bounty, but it's on the board. It says, Lady Clarissa will read your future in the cards. I know you will show up. Where am I? Don't worry, dear. Fate will guide you. You see it.
Does Clarissa explain it all?
Yeah, it's
She-
just like a
she
nice
may-
TV show.
She may if you find her. Alright, here we go. This one. There's that one. There's one that says, as a title, Sick Grandmother. My grandmother is sick and needs a shipment of medicine. Our normal courier has gone missing, so we desperately need it delivered. Expedited fee available with a bonus upon delivery. And then in parentheses it says, Grandma makes a mean elven bread. And in there, it's marked for it's just 20 gold with the name Gershom. Gershom. There's another one that says, Help! My mother-in-law is coming to town for a visit, and I need someone professional to inflict me with some awful disease or some other affliction, so I have an excuse to stay in bed and not interact or be around her at all. Please, no afflictions that cause permanent damage or death. Mildly life-threatening is okay. Meet me at 10 p.m. behind the bar that smells like old goat. You know the one.
That'd be the talking troll.
And yeah, jerk, as you as someone's like out loud, like just like, your ears perk up. You're like, oh, that's the smell that was outside the talking troll. I wasn't. It's definitely old goat. And you know the one. 50 gold upon disease delivery. Paste
Fuck
that
yeah,
here
man, that
too.
sounds easy.
And as you continue to read, there's a note that says, Minions needed. Local lich looking for less than lawful lackeys. References not required. No paladins. Full training and benefits, ? Given.
That is too much alliteration for my taste.
I am going to paste it in the chat anyways.
Every time I hear the dog bark, I think Tank's going nuts about something.
Well, sorry. There's another bounty that says, "Bandit kidnappers. Our beloved daughter has been captured by bandits. They have not made any demands, but we want her back. They were last seen northwest of the old tower. A reward for our daughter, parentheses alive, plus a bonus for the head of each bandit."
How much?
And the bonus. All right, so for the daughter is 100 gold,
Ooh.
and the bonus for the head of each bandit is 20 gold.
I feel like that would be the easiest one.
I feel like Novak says we
Because we're
should
the
do
best
this.
at just murdering things.
Oh no, we're
There's
really
just
good
kill everything.
at. We're really good.
Yeah.
Kill everything. And I
Oh.
feel like the daughter actually went away willingly, but we're still gonna forcefully bring her back.
You're still gonna bring her back because you're
And
terrible.
kill all her friends for 20 gold ahead. So
Yeah. All right, and the name on that one is Blizzard. That's the person's name.
Free Hong
Blizzard.
Kong.
Because I am not gonna keep drawing cards for this.
that's
No, it's
fine.
Fucking Blizzard.
Did you just look
That's
at your
their name.
desktop?
No, I
Oh.
looked at the fucking card
Okay.
named Blizzard. Here it is. Throw that out there.
Blizzard the Wizard.
We show up and it's like Jeff Kaplan opens the door.
Blizzard. Yeah, I will describe him as Jeff as much as. um. Anyways, and then yeah, I mean the bounty board goes on. Exterminator needed. There's a bunch of noise coming from my attic, like chains, or moaning, or something. It's probably those damned raccoons again. I would have my husband look into it, but the lazy oaf up and died on me. Payment dependent on work done.
That sounds like a ghost.
I would say it sounds like your husband doesn't love you and just wants to keep you like or bring you into death himself.
Yeah, maybe.
Alright, so those are their 6 main bounties.
There's one last thing that comes up and it seems like it could pay well, and it says the Imperial Army needs your skills. Join us to fight the good fight. 1,000 gold for soldier registered.
So you just have to register. I mean, you can walk away after you get
I mean,
your
I
money.
feel like
mean,
they
maybe.
wouldn't be okay with that. You're just
I know.
gonna go AWOL.
I feel like that'd be really fun to do, but I'm not gonna do that.
They're like, but there's so much money in becoming a soldier. If I just
Be
give up
an
my
Imperial
life,
soldier.
I can
No,
almost
I
I
don't
can
wanna
almost
go see Star Wars. What are you talking about?
I can guarantee at some point we're going to end up fighting Imperial soldiers.
God, I hope so.
yeah. But so, as you pass the board and then stop, and then read all of these things, those are the ones that kind of stand out. There are other bounties on the board, but those are the ones
These are
that,
the main ones. Okay.
yeah, these are the ones, and you can keep going through it, but
All right. Well, I guess we'll just continue following after we took a look at the bounties.
yeah. So you guys kind of keep going forward and are ushered into a room on one of the corners of the tower. There are several small towers on each corner of this two-story-ish building. The center being a large courtyard. and you're ushered into the office, or the headquarters of the Lord Protector of Tribor. Uh, as you're brought there, as you say you're interested in doing work, you meet a woman named Dorothra Shendrell, sorry. She is there. She is there. She's in an office room, sitting behind a desk, as people are bringing her paperwork, and she's having short conversations with them about decisions to be made. Um, she kind of notices you all as a colorful lot.
What was her name? Was Yathra or what? Oh, I see. Put it in there.
Yeah, Dorothra Shendrell. She notices you all come up as the large party as you are. Kind of pushes some of the papers aside, leans on her. Oh, you all look like an interesting group. What can I do for you today? How can I help? What are you looking for?
Well,
She leans back in her chair.
we came from Fandolin with a bounty on gnolls that were bothering people on the trail. Have you heard anything about the gnoll infestation that have been attacking passers through?
I have.
And then I'd also
Absolutely.
like to introduce myself to her. So I'm Jerk. Uh, this our group here. Most of us go by the name Sparkle Motion. We come from Fandolin. We try to help when we can. We may be seeing a little more of us as time goes on.
Oh, well, it's good to meet you. Say your... What was your group's name?
Sparkle Motion.
Sparkling Water?
Sparkling motion.
Huh. Oh. I think I've heard of you. Let me see if I remember correctly. Put a picture of map here. This is Strothra. I think I've heard of you. Uh, aren't you the group that was protecting Fandolin before you disappeared?
Then we came back and continued protecting Fandolin. Yes, we were on another plane of existence. It's a whole thing.
On the plane of existence, you
We
travel
didn't
somewhere?
mean to.
Yeah, it wasn't on purpose. But we
It's a whole thing, and she kind of chews on this, like, pick in her mouth and leans back. She's like, I'm interested. I never have such interesting stories come along. Tell me more. What is this about?
Have you ever heard of Lulth?
Well, the Spider Queen, right? The Drowse worshiper. I
Oh, it wasn't
think.
Lulth. Who is the one that we were? I'm sorry, I get my elder deities confused.
Well, that's fine. I mean, there's far too many of them for my taste.
All right, who wants to tell the story? Come on, Taliesin, you've been quiet.
We've well, there was a where it's not too far from here.
Wait, is anyone else having his audio cut out? Because I heard, do you know where?
Can you hear me now?
Nothing, and then it's not too far from here. So like
Can
there
you
was a
hear me?
break.
Yeah,
I
I can hear you.
Okay.
I heard like it felt like there was a break in between you talking.
I had asked her, do you know where Old Owl Well is? Too far from here.
She stops and thinks about it. Is that near old Connieberry?
Yeah, it's not too far
The
from
town
there.
used to be?
Yeah.
Okay. I think I have an idea.
So there was a necromancer there. We had been dispatched to check him out. He had uncovered some ruins. We had a goblin friend. There was a door that this guy found. We thought we killed the necromancer. Turns out he did not die, from what we have heard. But our goblin friend came through this door with us, and we were only there for maybe an hour or so. When we came back, it had been 3 years. We're not exactly sure on what caused that or where we were. But that's... I am wearing the heart patch, yeah. Oh wait, you know what? It was sewn onto my scarf, so it would be like in my bag.
Okay. So she kind of like, here's here's your tail a bit, and look like interesting. She's like, well, I'd heard about I'd heard about a bit about that dark magic a while back. There were some rumors floating around. A mage who had the ability to bring people back from the dead. I kind of wonder if that didn't have anything to do with you lot.
Well, if we find him, we're just gonna kill him again. He's a jerk. I'm a jerk. I'm jerk, but he's a jerk.
She gives a little chuckle and a smile to that. She's like, all right. Like, it's interesting to know and to hear. Thank you. He kind of disappeared though. I feel like a bit after all of you kind of vanished off the map. We didn't hear much from him. Before then, we definitely had a lot of story, people and things going missing around the area. It's interesting too. Now I hear it. Well, I'm here to welcome you to Tribor. If I can do anything to help you all along your adventures to stay safe and feel well and let us know here. Otherwise, protection of the protection of Tribor extends to you as it does all of the citizens here. And I'm glad to meet you face to face. And I didn't have to hear about you and hunt you down.
I cannot
Okay,
remember that
looking-
necromancer's
looking-
name.
Looking at this picture, would I notice the Harper symbol?
I mean, if you've noticed it, then yes.
Yeah, okay. I would like to just mention our friend in Phandalin, sends his regards, and I like pull my scarf out with the patch from my bag, and then pull it back in.
So what you kind of notice is like her hair lying over the symbol the most of the time that you've been talking, but you've noticed it, and once you say that bit, and you bring out the symbol of the harp and the crescent moon, she kind of is like, ah, so you're saying you've met someone in Phandalin that I might know? Your friend? What's their name? And that at that point, when she does that, she kind of brings the ponytail of her hair like expose the harp.
I've got it on notes, but different notes.
It's Darren.
Darren. Yeah, I couldn't remember. Oh, Darren. He runs the orchard.
She's like, I know Darren. Darren's a good guy. Darren's he's a friend, you could say.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe we might be friends as well. looking out for the land, looking out for the people here.
I could see that.
It's like, you're if there's something I can do to help you, to help inform you and your friends here, and she gestures around to everyone who's with you, then you let me know. The
And I
sound
trust.
of,
I trust that. Oh, I was just gonna say, and I trust. Anything said here is between just good friends.
yeah, good friends. I feel like we're the kind of people who can to know each other and almost like we've met before. Friends of friends have introduced us in a way, if we would. But yeah, not a lot of people here in Tribor are, how do I say this? As friendly as we, and she gestures a little hand thing between you, as we might like to be.
Sure. Understandable. I am actually looking for somebody. I believe his name may be Veril. You know anything about that?
Don't think I know the name, but I'm definitely interested because you're mentioning it. So
Been told something about one
I can
eye.
do to
Anybody
One
like that
eye.
around town?
Oh, yeah, definitely. And she actually. She's like, I don't know this Veril. She's like, but when you say one eye, I don't think you can miss Erlem. Erlem Stockspool. He runs the Tribor Travelers. It's a merchant group who sells travel to people coming through Tribor. He wears an eye patch and is a I don't know how to best say this, a proponent of the Zentrum, of the Black Network. He seems to be almost proud of his affiliation and almost proud of the eye he was used. But yeah, if you're talking about a one-eyed man, it must be Erlem.
Huh, well, good to know. This guy is a member of the Zentrum, you say. I have some questions for some other friends of mine then. I'll inquire with him. I really appreciate all of your help. I will definitely keep you in the loop if I find out anything more.
Absolutely, and if there are things that I could help you out with, I would, um, you know, let me know.
I'll let you know.
See what I can do to help you.
The Knolls.
The Knolls.
Oh yeah. If you guys are just generally, Darathra will let you know that to the north, along uh, along the long road. God, I hated saying that. I tried to stop myself as soon as I said it. But to the north, along the long road, there have been several Knoll attacks, and there's a reward for routing them and proof that they haven't that they have left the area.
So they have left?
No, there's a reward for
Oh.
proof that you've
Okay.
routed them, that you've kicked them out of the area. But they've been attacking several farms, kind of a bit off to the north for the city. The city of Tribor is this general area, but there are several smaller homes and things that make up the general area. Yeah. Wait, I need a bio personally real quick. I will be right back. BRB.
We'll be here.
Well, I mean, with how late it is, I figured that some people might want to try to call it soon.
Yeah, I'm tired. Sorry, I haven't been talking too much. Just tired.
No, you're fine. I've been dead silent myself.
I also kind of feel like I talk a lot, and so I was trying to give other people a chance to like role play.
That's fair. Azita's just a very simple creature, so it's hard to like portray that without it being like too much, you know?
Yeah.
I will say even I'm getting tired though.
Yeah, me too.
Alex-
Holidays are ridiculously busy over here.
Aren't they all over?
I don't know. I never did holidays before.
Yeah,
I
they are.
say Valentine's Day is the next major holiday, I think.
Yeah, that's the
I mean,
February
Monday
14th.
is
Is that right?
MLK Day.
Yeah, February 14th
Oh, shit.
is.
My birthday
Valentine's.
is. I have a birthday in 4 days.
Happy early birthday.
Thank you. I always forget.
I'll see you the weekend of your birthday.
You will.
Was that not planned?
No.
No, it wasn't. It was completely coincidental.
Yeah,
No,
I was.
It was somewhat mentioned when you were talking. And oh, maybe we can stop and see. Ben is absolutely right.
And, I
Yeah.
think last year I was at OhioCon. Right.
Yeah.
I think that was like during my birthday, wasn't it? I don't
Yeah,
remember.
HioCon's always the first weekend. It's probably right around your birthday.
That was fun.
It was fun. I would say to jump back into the game, there's probably one last thing that Darathra would say to Taliesin,
Okay.
with their kind of notes of recognizing each other, is that if you really wanted to, if you have the time and you really wanted to help me out, the biggest threat that I know to the town of Tribor now is this issue with the how do I say it? The rise of these giants. There's been an attack to the south to a town not too far from Tribor, and as you've just told us a bit about attacks along the Tribor Trail, even. I'm trying to gather to get notice to all the townspeople so that if needed, we can gather everyone together to defend the town. And I want to make sure that the militia is ready and available. If you could go around town letting people know that the Lord Protector, that's me, if the Lord Protector may have need of them soon, that could save me a lot of time with moving one of my agents just to send them around.
Okay. Like I can do that. Is there? I have two questions. One is, I was told that something was taken from the town to the south. Do you know what significance that may be? And then the other one is, do you know if there's a way that we can, if we were to offer our services, Is there somewhere that we could go to try to take out this threat before it comes to head?
Well, I can tell you that what was taken from Nightstone was the Nightstone. So this town had like this rock at the center of it that had some kind of magical properties, but soothsayers and wizards and mages type couldn't quite discern what it was. From what I hear, there's magic that can identify objects, but for some reason this didn't. This thing was unidentifiable. Then suddenly, and what feels fairly strongly, without warning, several giants attacked the town of Nightstone and took the object from it. What it did, I'm not really sure, but it obviously had some value to them. And with that attack and several notices of other giant incursions in the area, we're just on high alert. Where I want to make sure that everyone is available and ready, and I really haven't had much chance to send people out and ask them to alert in town. So the more people that you can tell that the town militia is potentially going to be calling upon them soon, then the better off we'll be if an attack happens. Because, I have the 12, and she kind of like makes a gesture out towards like the area where the courtyard is. She's like, I have the 12, but a mounted police force of such small number wouldn't help us against such a large threat. If I needed to get a lot of people together, I could probably get 50 people together at the night, and if I had an entire day with everyone being aware, then we Tribor might be able to gather 300 people together by a high sun of the next day. But I've got to get word out. So if you could help me spread the word that the militia is needed and that Dorothra will be calling upon them, that will be a big help to me. And a big help to Tribor if something were to happen. And I feel like it's possible.
Okay, I will do what I can to help, of course.
She goes in and like extends her hand for a handshake,
I'd shake her hand.
grabs it, pulls you in, double pat, triple pat in the back. Release, like
The hug.
whispers in
Down with
your
the hug.
ear. Thank you. Thank you, brother. Thank you, friend. And kind of goes back about her day.
Taliesin will nod and then look to the rest of them and be like, "All right, you guys have any other questions? What are we doing now?"
Yeah, you guys just been hanging out this whole time. Conversation's kind of happening.
Can we call it here,
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We can call it here.
please?
We can call it in the middle of the conversation, in the tower, the center tower of Tribe. Sounds good.
Cool.
All right. So, good night, internet.
Good night.
Good night, internet.
Uh,
All right.